And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 359. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we have one topic for you guys tonight, and that will be on Dragon Ball Super might be coming back sooner than you think. That will be the main topic for this episode of the MSK show. And we are also going to be going over something else that, pretty much correlates to Dragon Ball Super as well, because these were ongoing issues that were pertaining to Dragon Ball Super's anime when it was actually, airing as a weekly, TV series, anime series, actually.
But it is a TV series, actually.
Yeah, but people are anime fans are so technically weird about that. It's like it's not a cartoon, it's an anime. It's like, all right, bro.
Yeah, but there's anime movie and anime TV show. What do you want to call it then?
Yeah, dude, anime fans are weird when it comes to these like peculiar things. It's like, no, I love dubbed. It's dubbed fucking gets me off, and I'm gonna breed off to it. It's like, okay, bro, it's good. If you want to watch the less quality shit, I'll tell you, you gotta automatically down them when they saying things like that. But no, for me personally, whenever it comes up like sub versus dub, I think it just kind of depends. Like if I'm just trying to I don't know, mindlessly consume something, dub is fine. But if I usually will always go and watch something sub, like I'll be like, hey, what does this fight look like subbed? Or because like dub like might cut scenes out or they might alter how it looks and shit. Like you watch Bleach, remember? Like so in the manga, you remember when Noitora covered Orihime's mouth in the anime? In the manga, people actually didn't read the manga. He put his fingers in her mouth actually.
Yes.
Yeah, so like just things like that. I like to
and
know
also
the differences.
Also in the Naruto manga, right? Neji, his curse seal was literally the Buddhist peace symbol, or what people would call the swatsa, right?
The Yahtzee symbol.
Yeah, basically. But in reality, it's the Buddhist peace symbol, and that symbol has been around for thousands of years before they even. It's the inverse version of it. It's the opposite. It's not even the same. But we don't know that really in the West because we're, we act the way we do. So
yeah. Also, before we get into talking about Dragon Ball, I just want to say, it sucks to still have Akira Toriyama gone because things in the franchise had just kind of been very like stagnant and not moving. So he passed away last year. It was some sort of brain tumor he had or something like that, or aneurysm he had, right?
I thought it had something to do. I thought it had to do something with his intestines or something. Like it was like a cancer, but it was like something really bad that they couldn't fix.
Or I said, wait, you mean Ichigo from Bleach isn't a Nazi? I don't think so. He was getting kind of obliterated. He was getting obliterated by Tessa in that. But then again, he was already super because Noritora is a piece of shit. He chose to fight him when he was already, really, really weakened after fight with Grimmjow. But Akira Toriyama being gone, because Akira Toriyama, I remember he was at fucking hell, was that one of those Comic Cons or whatever. And he was talking about they wanted to have more super movies because we were supposed to get like a super movie every couple of years. So like the last Dragon Ball movie was Dragon Ball Superhero. They came out in 2022. I actually watched that in theaters. It was a fun experience watching that in theaters. We were supposed to get more movies, and pretty sure that's been halted. What's crazy is
it got halted probably due to the fact that they found out Akira Toriyama was dying, and he was like,
"That's true, yeah.
I can't like in Japan they have a respect thing. Like they could have done movies without him. He doesn't own the rights to anything anymore.
Yeah,
but out of respect." And because he's the creator, they're like, well, we want to know what he wants to do so we can make it better for everybody involved.
And what's crazy is you remember reading those interviews he did about Dragon Ball Superhero about like Piccolo and how he felt like Piccolo had gotten sidelined, but it's like, bro, you're the one that did that. You're the creator. You sidelined Piccolo. You did that intentionally.
In the Majin Buu saga, you literally turned Piccolo into a fucking statue and got turned into Buu-Iccolo. So, God.
He always cracked me up with things he said. It's like, he's like, yeah, Piccolo has been kind of sidelined for a little bit. Bro, you did that. Like literally in the Buu arc, like you said, when he was about to fight Supreme Kai, he went, I'm not fighting this guy. And you've never known Piccolo to really do that.
Dude, I was like, he was shocked. He was scared as if Supreme Kai was like the second coming of Frieza or some shit. I'm like, what? And he literally threw the fight for nothing. He threw it for nothing.
Because
he was a weakling.
Because apparently, like Supreme Kai is about as strong as, was it Frieza as the base the Frieza that we all know what he looks like, not the small Frieza.
Yeah, the
Final
final form or
I'm still
120%
taking him.
version.
Yeah, when I learned that, I was like, dude, why are you scared of this guy? He's
Literally,
final form
he
Frieza level.
during the 7-year thing at that point, I'm assuming because the whole power level thing, Akira
Massively,
Toriyama
yeah,
dropped it
yeah,
during the Cell Saga, which was
yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
It was really stupid because it caused a lot of continuity slash plot holes, continuity issues as well.
Hmm.
Like, for example, why is Super Perfect Cell, aka Super Saiyan 2 Cell,
Hmm.
how did he get that form even though he was literally in Perfect Cell? Easy, because of a Zenkai boost, but Zenkai boosts don't exist in the Android Saga no more. It's like, what?
Yeah. So the weirdest thing about Dragon Ball, and if people don't know this, as was we've been watching it. I'm watching it forever, so I was like a little kid. Ocean dub, the regular dub, Kai, movies, all of it. I've
I
mostly
remember
seen.
when they called Bardock a scientist.
Oh
Your
my god.
father was a terrible warrior, but a brilliant scientist.
Oh my god. Fucking
They
hell.
really tried so hard to make Goku Superman, like basically make him Jor El Bardock.
And then you know how bad you must have had a complete run it down performance in a movie because the voice actors of the Bardock special, because it's not a movie, it's a special.
Yeah,
They
but
said that
fans
shit
call
is
it a movie. They call it a movie to simplify it, though.
yeah.
I
They
agree.
had said that the script is bad. They said the script is trash. They quite literally verbatim said that shit was trash. They must have just completely sprinted that fucking script. Like, what the hell was Funimation doing? Because you look at Yu Yu Hakusho, that's like night and day different how they dubbed
Yeah,
that one.
my theory is that like they were doing Dragon Ball nonstop and Fruit Basket and Yu Yu Hakusho too
Yeah.
much, and it burnt them out. It burnt
Hmm.
them out. They were doing a lot of shit, and remember they had deadlines for television,
You're right. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they had to rush this shit out. So probably the Bardock special was a casualty due to that. Um,
Yeah. It's really
they rushed it.
crazy.
They rushed it.
uh Orange Avenger says, yeah, that's what I didn't like. Is like, okay, in Super, he kind of, because it's weird how he says that Piccolo's been sidelined, but then he also was involved with Dragon Ball Super, from as far as I know, was a major influence on it. Piccolo was sidelined pretty much in that one too. Like,
Yeah,
how it's just weird how he sidelined him in both at the end of Z
yeah.
and in most of Super, because in Super, Piccolo doesn't really have many great moments. Like, he almost beats Frost technically, and then he has that moment with Gohan in this Tournament of Power when they're fighting like Dispo or some shit. That's it. Piccolo's got nothing else. There's nothing else.
Well, there was a cool callback to the Namek saga.
You're right. Yeah.
Remember,
Yeah.
Gohan was like, "I'm gonna protect you, Piccolo." Just like he was willing to sacrifice himself, just like Piccolo did for Nappa with him.
Yeah. That was
He did the
that was
same
cool.
pose, except for he didn't die, obviously. But that was fucking cool callback.
I thought it was some bullshit in Super, the Tournament of Power, when Vegeta was about to use the final explosion and they said it wasn't going to kill him. Like, what the hell? Isn't that kind of odd? Because, like, I was told using that you were going to die. Like, you basically, it's like a double KO, right? But
It
no,
is, and it should be. It's self destruction. It is literally a kamikaze attack. It is literally that's what the Japanese. It's kamikaze. It's
yeah.
literally self destruction. And
So,
in
yeah.
GT,
Mhm.
Goku even did that. Remember?
Yeah, he was gonna do it
He was
against
gonna do it to
Omega Shenron.
Shenron. He was gonna
Yeah.
do it, but Vegeta told him, no, that didn't work with me against Boo. Why are you gonna try to do that?
So when fans are always comparing like Dragon Ball GT to Super, the way I've always said it, and I've always been this way, is they both have their highs and lows. They have really great moments, and they have just pretty much a lot of low moments. They're pretty. If you're asking me, they're about even. If I were to give an actual rating of them both, they're about even. That's pretty much it. I wouldn't take one or the other because GT, as much people try weirdly glazing it, even though I know people did not like this when it was dropping weekly. I was watching it weekly.
I was too, man, and it's insane.
It's the way people would speak about Dragon Ball Z compared to Dragon Ball GT. You would think one was fucking the original Star Wars trilogy and the one was the fucking Disney Star Wars trilogy. How badly
Yes,
they would speak about it.
because dude, I
The
remember
switch
watching
up
GT
is
because
crazy.
GT, like I remember watching GT when it came
Mhm.
out. most of the Dragon Ball fans, and I call them the fake fans or the fad
Yeah,
fans that were
yeah,
just watching anime because it was the cool thing to do at the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
I kept watching. Me and my cousin Carlos,
Hmm.
he kept watching GT. Everybody gave up after Z, which was bullshit. I'm like, what the fuck happened? The fan base got split, so it was only Z fans, not even Dragon Ball fans, just Z.
Yeah, because a lot of fans didn't watch Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball Z was the primary, like, Toonami premiere show that got
Yeah,
everybody in. Because when I saw Dragon Ball originally, I was like, oh, this is. I knew, you could tell this is like before Dragon Ball Z. Because I had seen Dragon Ball Z first. I had seen the first episode, Dragon Ball Z first. I didn't know Dragon Ball existed until Toonami would premiere Dragon Ball. For my time, it'd be like 4 or 5 my time. So it'd be like right after. So it'd be like 7 for you guys. It'd be like right after I got out of school. Dragon Ball Z would go, and then Dragon Ball was always later. So they would always air that shit out of whack. And the problem with
yeah,
Toonami
but you know
is
that
that
was done on purpose, though. You know why? Because at the time, Japan, they tried to
Mhm.
release Dragon Ball here in the West, and it failed.
Oh yeah, I
It
remember. You're right.
failed
Yeah.
multiple times. People think the Gold Harmony dub. No, this is the Ocean slash early Funimation dub, the BTL dub, which was weird. They had so many names for legal reasons and Ponzi schemes, but that's another story. But so they tried. They
Mhm.
tried like 2 times before the Funimation one, the real Funimation in-house one. And it just didn't do well because it was too raunchy for the West. Your Bulma stripping to her panties,
Oh yeah. Oh
Master
yeah.
Roshi being raunchy as fuck to a
Oh,
teenage girl.
yeah. Remember the episode? It was like episode 10 or 11 where she just pulls up her shirt and just shows Master Roshi every. I was like, bruh,
Dude, she was
fuck.
like, and then she was like, literally telling Goku, "Hey, if you give me the Dragon Ball, I'll let you. I'll show myself naked to
You're right.
you."
Yeah. Oh, that's the
And
first
Goku's
episode.
like,
That's
"Why
the
the hell
first
do I want to
episode.
see
Yeah.
your ass? Like, my
Bait.
ass isn't ugly." And like, just shit like that. It's like, dude, that wouldn't fly in America, especially back then. Now it's like you just got to watch it on Adult Swim, and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
back then, it's like it was very taboo. Like you could not, especially with
Mhm.
minors, you couldn't be
Oh
talking
yeah.
sexual like that on American television,
Dude,
nonetheless.
even in
Holy
Dragon Ball
shit.
Z, remember when Gohan and Krillin are out looking for the Dragon Balls and they get Dendy and shit? There's an episode where she's just like butt naked, bent, like getting up and
Yeah,
bending over and grabbing the soap. I was like, holy
dude,
shit.
and remember her gray sports bra and panties that she was
Dude,
wearing in
I
the
do.
spaceship? That was a reference to Alien, but it doesn't matter because it's inappropriate for children. It doesn't fucking matter.
Oh god, man.
And this is the thing. In Japan, they didn't give a shit because they didn't see, to them, like, sex is like not as taboo and extreme as
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here. Over there, violence, it's weird. Violence for us over here is great and we don't have a problem with it
Mhm.
unless sex is involved. And over
Right.
there, it's like violence is terrible as long as sex is involved, then it nullifies it and we don't give a shit. It's very strange. How
Yes.
but that's what we got, and that's why multiple attempts at Dragon Ball and it failed. Even
Yeah.
in Mexico, they had the Gold Harmony version with Zero as Goku's name, and that
Mhm.
failed. So they tried it many times, and then the Japan just said, "Fuck it." Toei just said, "No, we're just gonna do Z, and then if Z does good, we're just gonna go back as a prequel series." And it worked.
It did. It did. It
It
worked very well.
worked because it was so
It
popular. Z was so
Yeah.
popular; they didn't care.
It's crazy because you go back and look at some of those old English dub episodes when they get to like just a lot of the first arc. I think the dubbing got a little bit better toward the in the Boo arc, but the random lines because the Funimation people said that the kids here were a bunch of ADHD fucking Ritalin taking kids that they didn't want them changing the channel, so they just added in extra lines of dialogue just to make sure their attention spans were just
Or the infamous
there.
oh
Oh yeah.
oh. I actually like that. I like that. I mean, like, come on, why can't more anime have that? Because it's just so
Oh god.
insane.
I will say I typically don't laugh at most anime jokes, but when Vegeta is it was the Saiyan arc, the very first one, and Vegeta's laying there after taking that spirit bomb when fucking Gohan knocked it back to him, and when Krillin walks up to him and he's like, "Well, I guess no one has to see his ugly face again," and Vegeta's like, "Whose face is ugly?" Not gonna lie, I did laugh at that. That's actually pretty funny. I'll say,
Al-
okay, all
Also,
right.
also, what was funny was
And the nerve of Krillin to say anyone's ugly is baffling.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
not
dude.
self-aware. Dude, you want
Okay,
to know
dude.
something crazy? In the original Dragon Ball, he gave Master Roshi nudie mags, and
I
one of
remember
them
that one.
was a man in it. I'm like, wait a minute, where did you get those magazines, especially with the dude? Like, what? Aren't you
Oh,
underage? Like, what the fuck's going on here? Again, this was the time period that nobody, in Japan, they didn't give a shit. Now they can't do that. They
oh
essentially
yeah.
had to retcon, like, Dragon Ball is literally a Saturday/Sunday morning cartoon over there.
Mhm.
That's why, like, the body figures of the women, even in Boruto, I know this is we're talking
You're
off
fine.
topic here a
You're
little
good.
bit, but it has to do with anime in general. Even Boruto suffered from this, like Naruto,
Mhm.
Boruto. Tsunade didn't have big titties anymore. Didn't have a busty ass.
Dang it. Fuck.
Hinata, same thing. Even Sakura got nerfed. They literally nerfed them simply because it's just because it's a children's show, so we can't do that. We have to literally cater to children. So they altered it, and that's why Goku is a kid.
Yeah,
He's literally they drew
yeah.
pictures of a cow and fucking bread for
I
Goku.
That was another thing that GT did, because I know Orange was mentioning GT being a tone. I just didn't. So this thing is, I'm a fan of Dragon Ball, even through the highs and lows, but I
Mm.
am not a fan of every decision. Specifically, that one. That one's always just irritated me for no. Why does? And I get it. That I think because people also misunderstand things as well. Like you mentioned, right? Akira Toriyama was involved with Dragon Ball GT, despite weirdly, because as you said back in the day, like on Pojo, on like, or when the internet was a little more obscure, people would just start like random rumors that weren't fact checked, sourced anything, and then since no one had a way of fact checking and sourcing them, people just ran with narratives like that. So like a big one in Dragon Ball Z specifically, is Frieza killed Goku on Namek when he shot into him. He didn't. He literally factually did not kill him. But people still think to this day that Frieza killed Goku on Namek. You could present actual evidence in front of them that he didn't do that. They're like, no, but I know what happened. All right, I guess you were just destined to be retarded. Like, fuck, you know? Or they'll say things like, fucking hell. Like, what was it? Someone recently had said, I don't really think Dragon Ball did a 7-year time skip after Cell. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you
Oh no, they
retarded?
did.
They did,
Gohan looks so old, and you could
Gohan
tell
is 16.
and Goten is like 7 or 8 years old,
Yeah, so
presumably.
Gohan was 9 in Dragon Ball Z. They had a 7-year time skip because he was 16 in the Buu arc. That's a 7-year. What the fuck? So, I
And
swear,
technically Gohan's older too, because if you count the time chamber,
you're right.
he's
That's
actually
that's a grown ass man.
he's actually
That's a
9 years older. He's like 9. He's like
oh my
18 years old in high school.
I think people are so dumb. How in the world? Like, or when people say things like Goku's a bad dad, it's like, bro, the problem I have with that one is like people go, oh, he's a bad dad. And anytime you read their comments, it's all projection. I know you didn't have a dad because you're black and your mom's a whore. It's all right, but like, hey, this is an anime. Projecting your own life fantasies here ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I get and this is the problem that they don't look at. It's always an inward thing because I always point out to them, hey, he's a bad dad. Dads make mistakes. Oh, so you're a perfect parent, right? You do everything perfect. You make no mistakes at all, right? Because that's what parents are. They're perfect. They don't make any mistakes. It's like that's why it's all projection. I get it. He does some bad things, obviously, but a lot of parents make mistakes. No one,
Yeah, they do.
no parent is perfect. You know. Also, when I analyze and I look back at when he threw Gohan into fight Cell, he genuinely believed that he could do it. Like your parent being your biggest cheerleader is every kid's fantasy. You know, Gohan didn't believe he could do it, but his dad sure did because God forbid his dad trained with him and knew he could do it. Like people say that he just threw him in there because he's just a bad dad. No, he saw him turn Super Saiyan 2 briefly in the hyperbolic time chamber, and he knew he could do it, and he believed in him and he could do it. Now, Piccolo, now to be fair, he may have been a little too hasty with it. That's the mistake there. When Piccolo said, hey, he's not interested in all that stuff like you are. Understandable. But he didn't just do it because he's just a bad dad. the weird misconceptions around Dragon Ball in general with every series, Dragon Ball Z and GT and Super and even Daima. Why are people so stupid? I will never get it.
Also, another thing that bothers me with that is like, why did Goku give Cell a sensu bean? That made no sense at all.
That's the mistake there, because looking at it now, did that sense being really do anything to Cell? Like, we know Cell wasn't really trying against Goku, because when he fought Gohan, he said in both English and Japanese version, if I remember, he's fighting Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, he was like, okay, now I'm gonna go even stronger. So he wasn't going all out against Goku at all. He was probably not even really trying that much. He was fighting him, like it was
Yeah,
entertaining, but he wasn't trying.
he was pulling a Goku on his ass from the Buu saga, which is kind of crazy. Which, by the way, as cool as that battle between Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Goku was,
it's not in the manga. Yeah,
it's not. Well, technically, sort of. It is, but it's super short. It is literally a condensed version. It's like Tenten and Tamari in the tuning exams in Naruto. All they show you is Tenten getting KO'd.
I remember
that.
The
battle did happen in verse. It did. So they just extended it in the anime for both fights. It was really dumb. Like, Goku let Vegeta knock him out. This guy had Super Saiyan 3 in his back pocket. All he had to do was turn Super Saiyan 3 super quick. He could say, well, I don't want Buu to be awakened. Turn Super Saiyan 3 quick and knock out Vegeta.
So, I agree with you. I'm just going to add to your point, which is because he knew Vegeta went and let Babidi give him that M symbol to give him all that strength. And I was like, he pointed out, I think it was in the English dub. I forgot what he said in the sub, but I remember in the English dub specifically, he was like, I thought you were too weak to be. I thought you were too strong to be controlled. Something about I didn't think you were too weak to be controlled. So he knew that Vegeta willingly just gave himself to Babidi for extra strength. And I was like, why are you just trusting him? So Vegeta just stops fighting. He's like, okay, let's just go take out Buu. I was like, Goku, you actually believe that? I knew as a kid he was going to knock him out. I knew it.
He didn't. He knew.
Why would he believe him? That he just.
Here's the thing. Maybe part of it, Vegeta was selfish, and that's probably it. But the real reason is like he knows if Goku tries to fight Buu and he dies again, he's erased from existence. He knows that. He's like, I can't let you get involved in this because you will not come back, and I can't fight you again. So I have to knock you out so you don't die. So it's not like he wanted to save Goku. It's like, no, I want to fight you again, and I don't want you to use it as a bullshit excuse.
I was just so surprised that Goku just believed him that quick, knowing that fight, Vegeta literally was trying to kill him. I'm like, dude, he was. I'm like, Goku, you literally said that I didn't think you were too weak to be controlled. If you know he was being, and like if you knew that he was just willingly giving himself for more power, why are you just trusting him right then and there? That's a mistake right there. That is where a problem I actually have. It's like, come on. I think
it's just Goku being Goku. It's like I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, even though he's gonna fuck me over, which he does. He definitely does. But it's just weird because you watch that dude. He got so mad at the Supreme Kai. It wasn't just Majin Vegeta. It was literally Goku. It's like he was like ordering Goku around. It's like, Goku, stop getting into his level, okay? And then Goku looks at him. He's like, with like a stone face look, if you get in my fucking way, I'll kill you. And he looked at him. He's like, oh.
Yeah, because even Vegeta was surprised that Goku would even possibly threaten to kill the Supreme Kai.
God, he threatened to, like, he literally was like, I don't get out of my way. I'm talking to Vegeta right now.
Oh my God, man. It's just, and I understand the Goku is dumb there. That's why I would say he couldn't. It's a little bit talk. That's why
he's not dumb. That's the thing. It's like for convenient reasons they retcon him to be stupid, but he was always smart. The whole narrative that he was always dumb or immature, that's a bullshit retcon that Toei / Akira Toriyama created to explain why they had to make him young enough for the kids to like him again. Because they can't make him a kid forever.
I think he's just gullible. Oh, I wouldn't call that dumb. He's just really gullible. Like there's another one in I would say Too Forgiving. He's gullible and Too Forgiving. Like when he let Vegeta live after the Saiyan arc. It's Too Forgiving, all because he was the last of his kind, and I want to fight him again. and that's a Saiyan thing because people always say they have these base instincts as Saiyans. We all have base instincts as humans. That's not my problem. It's mostly like like he knew going. Vegeta said when the android saga, when after he lost in 19, Vegeta told him he was on the ground in pain. He was like, you knew going Super Saiyan was going to accelerate the heart virus. If Goku knew he was he was feeling ill and going to have a potential virus that he knew about, why did he bother to fight 19 at all? Because she's so fatigued. Remember how TM was like, Goku doesn't feel like himself right now. Because we know Piccolo could fight them. Because after when Piccolo fought Dr. Zero, was able to fight him perfectly fine and beat him. You tell me Piccolo couldn't beat 19? You know?
I think Goku could have defeated 19. All he had to do was do it super quick, but Goku just wanted to fucking show off.
Yeah. And he wasn't feeling good. You saw him fatigued and tired. They're like,
that's what I'm saying.
That.
It's like, here's the thing that people don't get. Like, had we saw the actual fight between Frieza and King Cold against him in actual, he would have killed them instantly. He was not gonna take his time, and no, he would have used the instant transmission and killed them immediately. That's what he should have done to 19, but he didn't because he just wanted to show off to Vegeta because of his Saiyan pride.
In 1 sec, dude. I'm going back to my husband. I don't care. All right, just want to put that out there. All right, so I think the more that I look at it, the most depressing Dragon Ball anything is the future of Trunks. Oh, that's just too depressing.
Yeah, both the Super, the Z, and the Super variants is sad.
It's like, man, Akira Toriyama must have really hated Trunks' timeline. Not only did he just fuck over Trunks' timeline, entire like people that live there. In Super, he was just like, okay, now you just don't get a timeline at all. It's all erased.
I don't think he I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he liked Trunks. I think he created him by accident.
Yeah,
he wasn't going to be Vegeta's son at all. He was going to be basically an alternate version of a Saiyan human hybrid.
Yeah,
that can't. He wasn't even going to be Goku's son. He was just going to be a Saiyan human hybrid from an alternate timeline or future where the Saiyan/humans mated.
Yeah,
and he happens to be one of them. That's how he was going to be a thing.
Even Cell, I always say the story on the show with the panels. Even Cell, the editor he had, his main editor, was always criticized because I think he did truly want to end it after the Android arc was over, because he was, I think the editor said something along the lines of, you're gonna have your final villains be a clown and a dude wearing that giant hat. Then he made Cell,
an old man.
Then it was 17 and 18.
Yeah, 17 and 18 because they were. And then he said, "These are too young. These are teenagers.
These are teenagers." Yeah. So then
Akira's like, "Fuck." It looks like I gotta make Cell, and then he made Cell. And then that editor supposedly became Majin Buu, the fat Buu. That was the one who basically told him, "Don't do this." And if you notice that, like, Piccolo, the guy who's Demon King Piccolo, that's the first editor. That's the one who's talking about how, he was saying, "Oh, I don't know why Dragon Ball is like this now, and it's so dumb." And it's like, but Akira Toriyama purposely did that for moments.
Yeah, and that's what I say. I love Akira Toriyama as much as I love Kazuki Takahashi for Yu-Gi-Oh!, but Akira Toriyama was definitely not cooking with some of his ideas. And that's the thing, though. Mangakas like that need editors and a staff to be like, hey, this is stupid. Can we kind of do it this way? That's the problem that George Lucas always ran into. No one had balls enough to tell him, hey, maybe your ideas are pretty fucking stupid.
And Tim Burton also had that problem.
Yeah.
They're great. They're great when they have a team, when they have a writing staff with them /editors. But when you give them their own devices, they're terrible.
As far as I know, the final arc was every arc. I'll give you that one.
Well, there was rumors that Frieza Saga was going to be the final arc of the series. That's why they left it ambiguous, like Goku possibly dying from either the planet or from the Super Saiyan transformation. Because remember, Vegeta said that the original Super Saiyan, he died because he couldn't control his powers. It literally betrayed him.
Yeah.
AKA his body exploded. He couldn't handle it.
Because also the movies, the original movies, not the super dedicated ones that they call canon now. Because Toriyama, remember when he was asked if they're canon, he said, no, they're just kind of in a different dimension.
But and then Toru is like, no, everything's canon, so it doesn't mean shit anymore.
Yeah. The whole canon thing with Dragon, this is how I've always looked at it. I just look at it as like, okay, you have Dragon Ball into Dragon Ball Z. That's probably the only true canon right there is Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
If you count Battle of Gods /Resurrection F, then yes. Those are the only canonical stories that are basically Dragon Ball. Everything else is like it's
Up
canon because Akira Toriyama says it.
Yeah, so it would be like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and then what I would do is there's like a branch. You have GT, then you have Super, then you have Daima, and then I would just go the original movies. You could have that as its own kind of timeline. I don't think there's
Yeah.
one specific canon to Dragon Ball unless you count Dragon Ball into Dragon Ball Z. And original manga would go into that obviously as
Also,
well.
the
But
video game canon slash basically Dragon Ball Online or Dragon Ball
yeah, like
Heroes slash
yeah,
Xenoverse, those are their own canon too. They're in the same
yeah,
universe
because
because of
there's
Mera
no
and
way
Toa.
because
Yep.
there's no way they can convince us. Like, no, Daima's a direct sequel to Dragon Ball Z and before Super.
It's
It
not
is.
because
That makes no sense.
the Kais are still fused in Super. So yeah, no, it's not. They fucked up. They literally didn't give a shit about the Kais. They were like, well,
They don't give a
what
shit
is it?
about Patara fusion. Like now in Daima, apparently it's a different It's like the Patara fusion's been retconned like 3 times in like 3 different series. Like what the fuck's going
Literally,
on here?
according to Elder Kai, which I don't like that they basically said, no, Elder Kai is stupid and he's old and he doesn't know what he's talking about when they did the
Yeah.
Zamasu arc. No, he said that it's permanent. The reason why it's better than the Meta-Marie's fusion dance is
Yes.
because it's permanent.
Yes.
That's the only difference. That's why it's stronger. There is no time limit. But then in Super, the Green Kai was like, no, only for Kaioshins it's permanent.
Oh my god.
I'm like, no, that's not what was said.
No, they do the Patara fusion, and Supreme Kai's like, I thought they had an hour. It's like I get. And then the other green guy's like, I forgot his name. He was like, oh, I guess they use too much energy. What? Because in Dragon Ball Z, he just diffused out of it because Boo's body negatively affected. That made sense for
I believe that
yeah.
This is my belief. This is my head canon as far as I know. Like this was supposed to be the original canon. The reason why they defused inside Boo was because remember, Boo is made of evil manifestation, the strongest kind from the demon realm. If you use the Daima logic, right?
Yeah.
It was so evil, and remember, he has 2 Kaioshins inside of him. So he's already stacked more power in him.
Yeah.
His body is so much evil energy that it canceled that pure good energy from the Patara earrings. Yeah. So it literally reversed the fusion by that logic.
Shit's been fucking like that's a problem. I love Dragon Ball. I have a lot of Dragon Ball merchandise. I plan on getting all the Dragon Ball 3-in-1s and everything. I truly do love it, but some of these random retcons throughout the years. So the thing that I don't care too much about that other people care about is like the transformation things. I don't really care too much. I find a lot of them cool. Most of them I like. It's just the ones that I dislike really are the ones that they overhype too much. Like so for my opinion for that would be like the God form, Goku's God form, the red one. I think that's just kind of like, why didn't you just go to Super Saiyan Blue anyway? And I get it.
It didn't make sense. But here's the thing. It's called Super Saiyan God, right? Yes. But it's not Super Saiyan God. It's literally Saiyan God because there's no super next to it.
Yeah.
They don't have the spiky hair. They don't have the spiky Saiyan hair.
So for me, they were overhyped throughout Battle of Gods. Battle of Gods is a fine movie. It's just they overhype it, and then in the next movie, he's Super Saiyan Blue, and he doesn't fucking need that God shit at all. But it's always the caveat with Dragon Ball. Well, Blue's form takes up too much stamina. Why is it with every form it has stamina issues and they can't figure it out? That's what I had. Okay, these forms have stamina issues. Why can't we figure it out how to make them better? How can we make them more efficient? Right?
Yeah, like why didn't you just do what Goku and Gohan did and actually stay in the form for like days or weeks like they did in the Cell Saga? Which again, conveniently they ignore that. Like Super Saiyan 3, right? Theoretically speaking, Super Saiyan 3 and 2 could be literally you can have the ultimate form of that, but they have to stay in the state for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
In training.
And then in the Dragon Ball Super manga, from what I know, Vegeta has a form of like that. What's the blue one he had? It's like that royal blue thing he did.
It's Ultra Blue, I think it's called. It's Dragon. It's Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Blue.
And apparently that form has better stamina consumption than the one that he's been using throughout the entire series. I'm like, he just barely got this form and he knows how to control its stamina. Like I just the whole stamina argument is weird. It's not that I don't like the new forms. The new forms always make things more exciting. I like when they transform and get new shit. That's my own personal opinion. But don't hype up a new form to me and then like in the next movie that shit doesn't really mean anything. Because like Super Saiyan God really didn't mean jack shit in Super anyway. Like he used it maybe I think like 5 times, maybe less,
Well,
right?
the Kaioken form, I always assumed that like the whole stamina thing comes from the Kaioken thing for
Oh,
suspense reasons.
yeah, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, that one. Yeah, yeah. It's just an anime form. It's just not in the manga. It's manga's just.
No, it's a manga. No, it's a manga
Oh, it is?
form too.
Okay, that
It's
must have been the
both.
last thing about. Okay.
The difference is that like the blue form's more expanded on the manga because we don't have new material. It's only been almost 10 years since we had new material for
Or
Super.
with the I don't know if you were reading the manga with no the Granola arc, like Ultra Instinct is supposed to be like the pinnacle of Goku's power, but now there's a master, not the one he's using against Jiren, the one he was using against like Moro and shit. There's another mastered Ultra form to that, and then on Granola arc, you just go into Ultra Instinct at will. So that's my thing. If you're gonna just be able to go into Ultra Instinct at will, what's the point of ever going into Super Saiyan? Unless he just likes drawing out fights, which, like you said earlier, that's Goku's thing. He just wants to fight people outside of just
Yeah,
completely
that's
just fighting.
that's Goku's MO. It's like, hey, you look strong. Let's have a big fight.
And
And
then
that's
Vegeta can just get Ultra Instinct, and then he can rival Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, or they call it now. What do they call it now? Not autonomous. Fucking hell! It's the one. It's in the Granola arc when he just go into it and he's fully like understands why he can actually do
I
it.
think you're confusing it with Ultra Ego, if I'm not
Maybe
mistaken.
no.
Because
So no.
Ultra Ego, okay, you're talking about evolution. Okay.
No, because remember in the Granola arc toward the end of it, you remember how he was like contemplating like being able to effectively use it more efficiently. I remember.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, he was talking about effectively using it more efficiently so that he could kind of use it in a way that, you could access most. Oh, my bad. I'm worrying about staying calm. Like the point about Ultra Instinct, as you learn the manga with Moro and Granola, was you have to stay calm and you can't like be angry, has to calm himself down and everything. It's like, but Vegeta can just do Ultra Ego and that can rival that. That's just odd. Like, it's just and Black Frieza could just come out and be like, I'm stronger than you both. What?
I'm gonna be honest
Insane.
with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Frieza should be dead. I'm sorry. No more Frieza. Like
Well, you know it. Securiton it's his favorite villain. He's always going
yeah,
to be able to
I
come
always
back.
thought it was Piccolo was his favorite villain because he technically kept him around a lot as
You're
Piccolo
right. Yeah.
Jr. And it's like, dude, just fucking at least with
Yes.
Piccolo, he had a redemption storyline as Piccolo Jr. With Frieza, it's like, dude, he's a space overlord. What can you
Yeah.
redeem him with?
Oh, and then after that, because Orange was mentioning this was Granola, Moro, then Granola. Gohan just gets Beast Gohan, completely undeserved form, and now that's stronger than Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, and probably on par with Broly's forms.
Well, here's the
Wow.
thing. If you count if you go by retconning, I call it retconning,
Right.
his ultimate form, his unlocked potential that he got from Grand Supreme Kai or Elder Kai.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you want to count the Guru one with the Elder Kai unlocked potential. He got his potential unlocked twice.
You are true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Maybe the explanation is because of those things in retconning, he was able to get the beast form as slowly as possible. I know it's stupid, but this is the only
You want
continuity
rage
explanation.
boost? Like, because Gohan's always gotten rage boosts that put him slightly above the characters are facing. Even as a kid against Raditz, he had a rage boost. He actually hit him. What's crazy is he hit him so hard that it actually caused him physical pain. Like even Goku and Piccolo can cause him physical pain from just fighting him. Gohan,
Well, he
as a
broke his
5-year-old
armor.
kid.
Remember that
Oh
he
god,
broke a
that was
hole. He broke a hole in his armor, and
oof,
that's what they
god.
were able to do the special beam cannon.
Yeah, and then Gohan and Frieza arc was able to have a rage boost so he could fight second form Frieza better than Vegeta and Piccolo. Insane shit the kid was able to do. But at least like Beast Gohan is just he got that strong just from seeing Piccolo being attacked by Cell Max. That's a crazy power boost there. Like power scaling has been thrown out honestly
Dude,
forever.
there is no powers. It's literally who's ever writing the story.
It's like that people. So it's like the guy who says who would win, Goku or Superman. Whoever's writing the story depends. Just to decide that. That's it.
For example, Screw Attack, right? Since we're going to use that as an example.
Yeah.
They like Superman, so Goku's going to lose no matter what. If this is in Japan only, we know Goku's winning. That's just how it goes. This, like, for example, they did Jin versus Ryu. Guess who won? Ryu. Conveniently, because they're Street Fighter fans. Even though Jin is stronger than Ryu.
Man, people smoke crack, and you shouldn't do that.
The fuck did you just say to me?
I said Jin is stronger than Ryu because of continuity reasons. Literally, he was able to have his devil form, and then he was able to basically ignore it and control it. He can do that. Just like Ryu can do that with his dark form. Same thing.
What the? I stopped taking Screw Attack seriously years ago.
It's and I'm going by the facts. I'm going by the game lore. I'm not going by fan canon or Wikipedia. I'm going by
headcanon. Yeah.
No, literally the facts. He was in devil form, right? He can control it now and also reverse it where he can basically undo it. So he can shut it off whenever he wanted to. Ryu, I think he has a harder time doing that if he can.
Good Lord. Oh my God.
So anyway, we're going back to Dragon Ball.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
I remember one of them that they did wasn't it Goku Black versus Reverse Flash? I was like,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like they've had a lot of weird. I'll be honest with you, dude. I haven't watched one of those. I think since that one. That was my last one I watched. I think I watched fuck. What was the last one? I know Reverse Flash versus Goku Black. I watched that one. That was the last one I really actually paid attention to because these were always over exaggerating how strong characters were, and it just got like once I kind of knew what they were going. I was like, oh, okay, this is for all entertainment purposes. It's fine. All right, just have some.
And also, and notice that like as soon as Screw Attack got purchased by Warner Brothers, right, they were leaning more towards Warner Brother characters over Marvel characters or other superhero characters. Gee, I wonder why, because your parent company owns them. Whereas before that, it could be 50-50, right?
Oh,
you don't know.
Miles Morales Spider-Man versus Deku.
Dude, they did a one where Ben 10, right? And it could be literally the OG Ben 10 from 2005 or Alien Force.
Versus like Green Lantern?
Versus Green Lantern. And it's like, he lost. He lost to Hal Jordan. I'm like, no, dude, Alien X. Alien X is literally a god among gods. He literally is the universe itself. He could defeat Hal Jordan.
What the? I remember
and
that
they
one.
said he lost. He lost, even though Alien X literally is I win. It's like, no, dude. Even the writers from Ben 10's like, no, Alien X can defeat anything.
Dude, even in the Goku versus Superman fights, I know people love Goku, and I do too. Goku quite literally, it's not I know people aren't watching Dragon Ball and paying attention to it. If the forms as we know, okay, so forms like Super Saiyan 3, God, have stamina problems. And we know even in Super, Goku's body straight up like Ultra Instinct gave out against Jiren. That's why he almost didn't beat him. What would make people think that wouldn't happen against Superman? He's going to go Ultra Instinct, and if he doesn't beat him in a considerable amount of time, it's going to just straight up run out. Like, Superman would just almost win because he could just outlast him, you know? Like, are people actually watching? My thing is with anime people do is like, are people actually listening and paying attention to what's going on? I don't think people are paying attention. I think they're just mindlessly just putting that shit on and going, entertain me.
No, like, they don't think.
Like Bleach. Bleach is the biggest offender with that. People think, so to this day, you probably know what I'm going to bring up, the Okiora thing. When Ichigo had his Bankai to his chest and he was like, I'm the fourth strongest and there's three above me that are stronger. He was lying because he knew Ichigo couldn't beat him. And so he knew he couldn't. He was lying to him about the other three being stronger. We know Okiora and Grimjar were the strongest ones. People say Yami. No, fuck, he wasn't. Okiora and Grimjar were the strongest ones.
Well,
he
dude,
lied to him.
They did the same thing in Naruto with the fourth Hokage. The fourth Hokage originally in pre-Shippuden, he was the strongest Hokage.
And then they retconned it to be like the third Hokage is the strongest or some shit like that.
No. They said the first and second. First, then second. So the third Hokage.
Yeah.
Like, dude, then why have a third and fourth Hokage in power level if you're just going to retcon the old, because they're reincarnations of Hashirama and
then
also of the cycle of hate.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
then
like, yeah, go ahead.
no, also in that same thing, they had. I remember I went over. It was maybe it was in the not Daizenshu. Fucking, it was like one of their encyclopedias because you can even look it up. I'm gonna look this up. They had listed the third Hokage as one of the strongest, or at least the strongest Hokage. I know, for sure I read that.
He was.
So how was he the
I've seen.
strongest? But the fourth Hokage is. Then who's the strongest one then? That's why I
Well,
hate
here's
when
the thing.
they do
In
things
the
like that.
original continuity before retconning was a
Yes.
thing in Shippuden, it was the fourth, then third,
That makes sense. Yeah.
second, and then first. And then another continuity issue is the first Hokage's age when he died. How is Tsunade born when he died? He was in his 30s or 40s. He looks like he's 30 or 40 years old when he died.
My God,
She was
Hashirama.
not
Oh, God.
born yet.
My God, Hashirama out here passing away at 30 years old. Holy crap!
Like,
They didn't live long.
and then Tsunade is like, yeah, I remember my grandpa. I was like, no, you don't. You
If she
weren't
did-
even born. You
Even
weren't
if she
even
was,
born.
she'd be like 2 years old if he died at like 30 years old. You barely would remember him of that.
Yeah, and it's just weird. It's a weird continuity thing that they did because they want to connect Tsunade with the first. It's like, no, she doesn't have to know her grandfather. Just hear the stories from her master, the third Hokage. That's all you got to do. But
That's the problem
no,
when anime gets big. Like people don't like. I'll understand. Villains have a vested interest to lie to the main hero because, God forbid, they would. Why would be telling someone you don't like or want to kill the truth? Like Ukiura straight up lied to him that there were 3 stronger Espadas in him, and people actually generally still think that Coyote, Baragon, and Holly Bell. If you try to say Holly Bell is stronger than Ukiura, you might be retarded. Your mom should have probably swallowed you. Like, what the fuck?
Well, you know what's also crazy though? That like at one time Orochimaru was like pretty much the strongest character in Naruto.
yeah.
He was in pre-Shippuden. He was the strongest, and I'm going by overall strength. If it wasn't for handicap or storytelling reasons, why he was weak in certain battles, dude, he defeated the third Hokage. It doesn't matter if he's old or not. He is the young stallion, the young dude on the block, and that's how it has always been in history. The older guy always dies and loses to the younger guy. So he beat the third Hokage, who at the time was the strongest Kage. He was the strongest Kage active at that point. We're not counting retconning because in Shippuden they're going to say, oh no, actually the fourth Raikage was actually the strongest. No, he was never mentioned as the strongest.
The third Hokage, remember, he even sealed his jutsu in that fight. And like when Orochimaru and Kabuto fought Tsunade and Naruto and Jiraiya, he still was very, very strong. Fucking insane.
He sealed his arm. Dude, he used jutsus with his mouth. Remember that? He used a sword.
Yeah, you're right.
He used a sword. Like, dude, he had, of course, he had a little assistant from Kabuto.
Yeah.
As well. But, like, dude, that's still impressive. He couldn't even use his arms. His arms was basically dead flesh.
And then somehow in Shippuden doesn't affect him anymore because he could just switch bodies.
Also, another retcon / plot hole. How was Orochimaru gonna summon the fourth Hokage if it was the Reaper Death Seal? He goes to the spirit world. He can't be reincarnated. He cannot be brought back with the Edo Tensei. That cannot be a thing. You can't revive somebody.
Yeah, the third Hokage, even in the manga, as I have those books, he had said if he had brought the fourth, I was going to be insta killed. Because I mean, logically speaking, if he brings up the fourth Hokage, well, you're dead in like less. than 5 minutes.
He destroyed the coughing. Why would he destroy it if he didn't think he was that strong? Right.
That's why them saying the third Hokage is one of, or if not the strongest Hokage, always has been bullshit. I've never thought he was the strongest Hokage at any point. I think the strongest 2 are the first and fourth. Then you just debate if the second or third is up there.
Yeah, I always thought
going by feats, first and fourth beat them all out easily.
The fact that here's the thing: the fact that the fourth Hokage created the Rasengan, and he created the Flash Jutsu. Remember?
Yeah.
They retconned it and said, "Oh no, the second one created." No, he didn't. That's not what the original manga translations and anime said. They said, no, the fourth Hokage created these jutsus. All right. That's why he's called the Yellow Flash. But anyway, we'll talk about Naruto another time.
You mean the YouTuber Yellow Flash? Okay, I'm joking.
No, I wish.
All right, so here are the 2 things as far as articles we're going to go over for Dragon Ball. So just to catch everyone up, Dragon Ball currently has no new movies coming out. They only had Dragon Ball Sparking Zero that came out as a video game for PC, PS5, Xbox, Series X or S. That's as far as video games. That's it. You have Dragon Ball Z Fighter that came out 5 years ago, but that still has a decent little fan base there. I think it's actually gotten bigger over the course of these past years because Sparking Zero didn't really come out the way they wanted because everyone kind of wanted what the Tenkaichi series was, and I played most of those games. I heard Sparking Zero is not that, so that fucking sucks, honestly. And that's Bandai too. Bandai is the weirdest half-ass company ever. Even when Dragon Ball has trading card games, they half-ass that shit. It's because Bandai's a fucking terrible company. But
no, because they have to make it into a fucking video game. That's why Dragon Ball Heroes exist. They literally have to do a video game card game hybrid. They can't even do separate. Because what happens if you don't have the fucking internet? You're fucked.
Yeah,
you can't play that game if you need the internet. If your internet goes out.
So recently we had Akira Toriyama passing away. We had Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. We've had no new movies. The Super manga is on a hiatus indefinitely until we get any sort of information about that returning. Dragon Ball Daima came out, and now we get this. So apparently there's going to be some big event in Japan coming in 2026, as opposed to allegedly rumored. Somebody coming back to be like, it's allegedly rumored that there's going to be some big announcements at this event for Dragon Ball. Toei Animation apparently is going to make some big readjustments to how they're going to do shit because they currently do One Piece as well right now, and they're going to make some big adjustments for that. I'm pretty sure Toei just likes One Piece more at this point now.
They do. It's the new favorite child or the new favorite toy to like.
Yeah,
it's
like
sad.
Okay, dude, if you had 3 kids and the dog, like I know parents say they don't have favorites. Yes, they do. That's just
a
don't
lie.
Parents definitely have their favorites. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Especially when one of the child are screw ups and it's like, yeah, you're definitely not my favorite child. You fucking, I have to bail you out of juvie/jail because you were drunk driving, but your mother really doesn't want me to abandon you, so I have to do this.
Oh God.
So you gotta do that.
This is how you knew, Orange, that you were playing with some tourists. No Tenkaichi game. I'd argue most Dragon Ball Z games in general, even from like the handheld 2DS ones, most Dragon Ball games are never balanced ever.
No, they like I love the Budokai games. Don't get me wrong, I love
me
the
too.
Budokai
Yeah, I love them. They're very good. They're very
but
good.
It's literally it's a fan game. It's for the fans. It's not a serious fighting game. It's a novelty item. That's what it is. And as long as you understand that and you have fun playing it, that's good. It's not supposed to be like Street Fighter or Tekken.
I would say Fighter Z is the rare exception to that. But even then, they had like Kid Goku. They put Kid Goku out, and the taller characters couldn't touch him properly because he's just shorter. I was like, what?
It reminds me of
that's actually cheating in my opinion. But
remember Janemba when he was the fat form? They couldn't touch him, which was hilarious.
Fucking hell, dude! So
remember
dumb.
that, like in the movie, they try to fight even with Goku and Super Saiyan. He's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then he turned to Super Janemba because he was bored of them basically not touching him. It's like, whatever. And then they actually started fighting for real. Oh yeah, speaking of which, you remember the time when the rumors back when Super ended?
I remember.
Like a year, like it was supposed to come back, right? But supposedly, Funimation, now Crunchyroll 2.0, as I call them, they leaked this shit to somebody. AKA they leaked it to Geekdom or other people, and they weren't happy, and Toei was not happy about that. They literally scrapped the plans. They said, no, we're going to delay this indefinite now.
Yeah, given what we know about how a lot of this stuff works now, information changes at the snap of a finger. I do think they were probably going in a direction of bringing it back. I'm not saying fully going to bring it back because they could always at one point go fuck it.
Maybe as a mini series, right? Like they were just going to do mini seasons and then do movies and then another mini season, and that probably was the plan.
Because they would have to know how popular Dragon Ball is. Because I'll ask you, do you really believe that they weren't going to bring it back? Because if they weren't going to bring it back, we wouldn't have even gotten Daima, actually.
No, I believe they were going to bring it back. But again, when you have people in Funimation leaking shit to fans, that makes them look bad. So they got mad and they said, well, fuck you. And remember, the context is the Vic thing already happened at this point, so they're
That's true,
already
yeah.
more mad at Funimation as it is, because remember they didn't want Vic to be Broly,
Mhm.
and they had to threaten to take their license away from them for as the official dub
I
if
remember
they
that.
didn't put Vic back into the movie. Because literally, basically, Toei had to pay Vic. Vic
You're
was
right.
working for Funimation, for not Funimation. Well, technically, but Toei. He was really working for Toei officially, unofficially for Funimation. And it was weird. I think he's like the first English dub voice actor to be hired by Toei officially, not by like the Animax, English
It's so
dub they
weird
had on TV.
because in that movie, you could pretty much just chalk most of his dialogue up to do the roar. That's it. Most
Yeah.
of roaring. Imagine getting paid that much money to just straight up roar into a mic. Fucking hell, I'll scream into
Well,
that
he
shit.
changed his because he told them originally he didn't want to come back because he told them his voice was fucked. And they liked him so much, like, no, you could do a different take on the character. You don't have to do it exactly like what you originally did. Because I think the original Japanese voice actor even did a different take too, because it fucked his voice too.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's old, so that doesn't help. So they said, no, we can compromise. You can change your voice up a little bit. And that's what Vic did. And then all the fucking allegations happened. And then, the whole Okatron 9000 / Prince Vegeta tour happened, and then he got in trouble.
I'm still
So
never gonna get over that Frieza the current Frieza voice actor being like in a relationship allegedly with a 16-year-old boy.
that
And then
this isn't even
him.
bullshit. He admit like he was
Yeah.
he was grooming the kid. This isn't alleged.
Okay,
Like
but
this is
I'll ask you this: based off his actual voice acting for Frieza, did that surprise you? He kind of voices Frieza like a fucking like Diddy Maru.
yeah, but Chris Ayers, right? The one that sadly passed away. He was a better voice than fucking him. All he's doing is an imitation of him.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all he's doing. He's just doing an imitation of Chris Ayers.
I believe Frieza was a boy lover. Growing up, I legit thought Frieza was
I
a
thought
girl.
that was a woman, dude. I
thought it was a
swear
woman too. I swear
I
Frieza
thought
was
it was a
woman.
woman.
It's pink. I was like, that's a girl. But then again,
And then they had to use like the remember they had to deepen the pitch. Hey, I'm talking to you. Hey.
Yeah. Like I remember Frieza's original voice actor sounded like he was smoking a lot of cigarettes. Like he had pretty much got smoker's breath around him. Like, hello, boys. Like, oh my god.
Hello,
damn.
Kakarot.
All right. So Toei's animation restructuring. This is important because they're the current company that owns Dragon Ball. Toei Animation is undergoing significant restructuring, including a recent major global expansion plan focused on creating content for overseas markets. Other restructuring efforts include new production schedules for popular series like One Piece, the creation of new domestic studios, and a focus on leveraging AI in production. The goal of these changes is to adapt to industry demands, expand its global presence, and create new content opportunities. So a lot of people think with this also means Dragon Ball is a part of that big restructuring that Toei Animation is going through. I mean, are we going to get more Daima or are we going to get more Super? Because on the DVD commentary for Dragon Ball Daima, the guy that was kind of behind it said, you were going to get more Daima, like a season 2 is kind of in the works kind of thing. But we know when like a producer or a person on a project says like something's in the works, that shit could easily just be not a thing and like
It literally could be another project. It literally could just be another project.
Yeah. So
like,
then
it could just be a Daima movie, dude. It could just be a Daima. It doesn't even have to be another show.
Yeah. And this is the thing is like, do people based off the reactions from Daima, I don't think most of the fan base is sitting there getting on their knees begging for more Daima. I'm pretty sure it's the last series.
I don't, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of disappointed with some of the fan base. They shitted on GT growing up. We talked before, it probably got removed, but GT loved it. I had no problem with it. And then the people who only like Z, aka the fake anime fans,
yeah,
that's all they cared about. They didn't care about anything else of Dragon Ball other than Z. And
Orange. Mm-hmm. I'll take Heroes over like even a lot. There was some cool stuff in Heroes though, and I get it's all. What's crazy is fans say, "Well, Heroes is just fan service."
Everything is fan service.
Everything is what that I was like. Dragon Ball fans are literally retarded. You guys call Heroes fan service, but then clamor when fucking Gohan gets a brand new form that is
that was fan service. Piccolo Orange was fan service. Come on,
because the fans were angry that Gohan and Piccolo got sidelined. Yeah, like, oh my god. Holy
And
crap!
not only that, but another fan service thing was Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue. That was fan service.
Yeah, because I don't think Toriyama liked using Kaioken in the series after Super Saiyan got introduced because it was massively sidelined.
Well, he
forever.
used a bullshit excuse. Well, it strains the body. Super Saiyan doesn't though. They're yelling and screaming like they have to take a humongous dump.
Toriyama for Trunks' hair change in Super, he was like, I forgot what Trunks' hair color was. What do you mean you forgot? Just look up on the internet. Just look it up.
I don't know. I think that was just an excuse.
That's what happens, Toriyama, when you get really rich like he did, and you had girls sucking him off on yachts or some shit. This man was living life. He didn't care anymore. He sold that company off. Like, I imagine a board of directors have been making decisions about Dragon Ball forever at this point. Because like when you get that big in companies, you sell that shit off to the board investors. You just are just there as an advisory role. There's no way. Yeah.
Like, dude, in Japan, advisors are treated more with respect than over here. An advisor is literally, yeah, we might listen to you, we might not. Over there, it's like, no, they're essentially like the producer or co-executive producer. You have to listen to them, because if you don't, they're going to make a big stink about it, and it's going to cause more delays.
So here's the big thing we're going to cover tonight. So there's a big event coming for Dragon Ball, and a lot of people think that's going to mean potentially Super's return. Now, I just want to point out to people, if you haven't actually read the manga after you were potentially reading or watching the Tournament of Power arc, so there's only essentially 2 arcs of Super. You just have Moro, which is, I think that's the best Super arc in my opinion. That's probably the best thing they've done. And then you have Granola, which people say is arguably the worst thing and lore breaking, even though it can be more lore breaking than fucking Patar if you're getting retconned 30,000 times. Then that's all. That's it. You just have Moro and Granola. Like, it's straight up. If they brought it back, the anime would probably be like, with filler, 50 episodes max, in my opinion. That's
dude. I say if you do the retellings like Brawly and Superheroes, I would say 100 episodes.
Yeah. So if you add in the retellings of Superhero and Broly with Granola and Moro, you probably get 100 episodes. With filler,
it's 100.
Get 100 episodes.
I don't think you could do 200 unless you introduce new arcs.
Yeah,
unless you include Xenoverse / Heroes or online canon into the storyline in filler episodes. That's the only way that you could even extend it to 200 episodes. If not, then it's like, no, just create a new series at that point.
Yeah, because my thing with Super coming back is, and I get it. It's weird because Super, to two extents, I'll say I get it. It's not been around for a while, and people kind of have like maybe, I kind of miss having this around. I think it's more like it's like when you break up with a girl and you miss her for a little bit, so you kind of think like, if I got her back, things would be better. I remember when Super was coming out weekly, people were very angry. It's pretty 50-50 on episodes dropping because animation quality was varying degrees and all that shit. It's like like we had just said, if you bring back Super, you probably maybe get 100 episodes out of that. Also padding that shit down with a lot of filler. Because remember, like, the first part of Super was Resurrection, Battle of Gods.
Was bad. No. Actually, it was a filler. Remember, it was a prelude. Episodes. Right. Remember, it was Goku celebrating from the Buu saga, right? And then Mr. Satan giving him money as hush hush, which means, and that's another continuity issue. Is Goku rich? The answer is yes, he is. He owns land privately. He's a radish farmer, and he has money from Mr. Satan and Bulma whenever he wants.
Good Lord!
So he's rich, and and then Vegeta and Bulma goes to take Trunks to the fucking amusement park island thing. Remember that?
I'll be honest with the Avenger. Since I knew they were doing retellings of the movies in the anime, I literally just skipped all the way until that was over. So when they started with that tournament arc with Champa, that's where I started.
Yeah, that's technically the official. Like, if you skip the prelude episode / battle, the retelling of the movies, then the Champa versus Beerus tournament is technically the first arc.
Yeah, because I'm starting to think to myself, why would I watch that animated format? Why would I watch those movies in animated format when I could just watch them? First of all, the movie animation quality was way better. That's not even.
Oh, it was, dude.
Yeah,
it was so bad when Goku turned Super Saiyan 3 in episode 4 or 5.
Oh God.
It was so bad.
It's crazy that people were arguing me back in the day, like MSK. It's easier for anime fans to watch it, and no, it's not. The movies are faster, better paced, and it's better animation. You're just watching a worse quality product doing it that way.
Well, I think it is that some of the fans don't like the CGI mixed in
Oh,
with the action.
yeah, you're right.
I
Yeah.
think that's the reason, and I'll give them a pass. I'll be like, okay, if you include the CGI mixed in with traditional animation,
Right,
then
right.
I'd be like, okay, I could see why you prefer the anime television version, even though it's shitty. It's like you don't want CGI. You don't want a lot of CGI in the episode.
Dragon Ball Super's anime might be coming back sooner than you think. Dragon Ball Super just might be on the verge of a big comeback in 2026, and the anime or manga might be coming back sooner than we all think, as a major new event is teasing some big announcements. Dragon Ball Super's anime has been on a hiatus since the release of Dragon Ball Super Superhero in 2022. If you count that, the anime hasn't been around since what, 2018? Like the end of 2018,
Yeah,
essentially.
if you don't count the movies, right?
Right,
If
right.
or the manga stuff or video game material, yeah, it hasn't been since 2018.
But there was a manga keeping the story going forward. It too,
Yes.
unfortunately, had gone on hiatus. Yeah, the same manga where Vegeta says, "Hey, Goku, we were just as strong as Jiren. We weren't just using our bodies effectively." Vegeta, shut up. You were not as strong as Jiren. You were getting folded, nigga. Like, shut up.
No, Vegeta, your ego is literally big as
Dude,
fucking
remember what he
Jupiter.
said? He was like Kakarot. It's Jiren's mighty power. We weren't that far off from him. What are you? Jiren kicked a spirit bomb.
Dude, he launched it at Goku. He literally, if Goku was pure evil, he would have died from that attack.
Remember when Goku and Vegeta did that amazing scene? One amazing scene I really liked where they're powering up and he's like, now this is what it like when he went Super Saiyan God evolution. He's like, this is my all. And Jiren gives him that face like this. Vegeta, you are not as strong as Jiren. I want to crack you were smoking. Maybe you put your face up Bulma's ass too much. You were not as strong. Both of you were not as strong as Jiren. Just shut up.
Also, speaking of Bulma, did you notice that Bulma was like a slut? Like the whole Dragon Ball. Like I'm sorry, it is what it is. Like I like Bulma,
she had a body count of 2. Right?
Well, that we know of off screen,
right?
That we know of, because you got to remember, even in Japan, they're like, well, we can't make this girl, we can't make a big character a slut, so we're just gonna imply it.
Yeah, it was so that's why I tell people when characters say specific things like he just did, always take them with a grain of salt and actually analyze what's going on. Like, I get it. Sometimes when they say stuff, it's perfectly fine. But when he's saying shit to Goku and Superhero that they were as strong as Jiren, weren't that far off strength-wise, what are you to be fair, maybe that was because Toriyama didn't really think they would get that much stronger. You could use that as an argument.
In Akira Toriyama's mind, maybe it's like, okay, Jiren is only stronger by 1 inch or 1%. If it's by that logic, okay, baby, that's a retcon.
Good lord, that guy is strong. Holy fuck.
Well, I'm just going by the
retconning,
because it's ridiculous, dude. Look, I love Dragon Ball, but even Naruto and in other anime, but in manga series, but the retconning for power scaling is ridiculous.
You're right.
It's just, come on, man. It's like, stay consistent. That's the problem with Akira Toriyama. He was never consistent with his storytelling. He had a great world. He had great abilities and showings, but you ask him to tell a story from start to end, he couldn't do it. You put a gun to his head, he couldn't do it.
Unfortunately, had gone on hiatus following franchise creator Akira Toriyama's passing in 2024, with a brief return during this pause for a single chapter adapting Toriyama's final bit of story left behind. Also, in the Dragon Ball Super manga chapter 100, so in the Super movie, Gohan kind of just used the special beam cannon and each kind of just blasted through Cell Max. In the manga, from what I saw, Cell Max actually blocked the attack and was actually holding it back. So always the differences when you look at everything. Which is
this is the thing that always annoys me. Like, I love that there's alternate versions of things, but it's like, at least with the video games, you have the excuse, well, you're controlling the characters, right? So you can make an alternate version of a good or a bad scenario, like a good ending or a bad ending. So like, say Goku fails to defeat Kid Buu, and Kid Buu just kills him and Vegeta and the world is destroyed. The whole universe. That's fine, because it's a fucking video game. But I'm not okay with it if it's like another manga series where Boo wins. He defeats the whole universe. No, that's dumb. Alternate
But it's
takes like that is ridiculous.
But it's been a different case for the Dragon Ball anime franchise on a whole. Producer Ayoku, Akio Ayoku, and another creative team oversaw the release of a brand new anime, Dragon Ball Daima, featuring Toriyama's final input, but originally approached the project as its own thing. Ayoku has since gone on record with the promise that there could be more of the Dragon Ball anime release someday. Oh, fuck, it's just like my dad. He could be in my life someday again. And that might happen as early as next year if we're lucky. If it's Funimation, Crunchyroll, no, you're what a great piece that is. Oh, it looks amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, don't tell Funimation that you're gonna do a new series soon
Oh,
because
no.
we're gonna wait another 5 or 10 years. Dude, remember when they got mad? I'm sorry if I cut you off, but
Very good, very good.
remember when they got mad when Asia had an alternate English dub?
That was a
Remember
long
that?
time ago, but I remember
Lex
that,
Lang
yeah.
was Goku. Dude, you want to bet they did that as a message to Funimation? It's like, guys, stop fucking with us, or else we'll have this cast replace you. We'll get LA to replace you. We don't fucking care.
Oh, God. Orange, he said something that doesn't get talked about. Goku and Vegeta have been fighting the entire tournament. Jiren has been chilling the entire time. It's a bad situation to base judgment on. Well, that actually makes Jiren look even more impressive and why Vegeta was more full of shit in that moment in that Super movie, because he probably knew they were doing that. He just didn't care because they weren't as strong as him. That just makes Jiren look even more stronger by comparison. Oh, that's cool. They're fighting really well. Oh, yeah. All right, cool. More meditation.
Also, another dumb thing in Dragon Ball Super is why would Goku put a hit out on himself for Hit to kill him? Why would he do that?
But apparently he's stupid. Apparently he's dumb and he
He's stupid. He's stupid. I call it selective idiotism. Like he's like, okay, I'm stupid for now, but I'm not really because I really want to fight him. It's like, no, dude. The fact that he had to pretend that he was somebody else to trick Hit to believe that somebody wants Goku dead, and in reality, it's Goku himself, is ridiculous.
That's why I think he's a gullible, too forgiving moron. That's the best way of describing him.
He's a country bumpkin. He is a country bumpkin. That's what he's supposed to be. Like, oh, hi there, sweetheart. What's up, sir?
He knew how to put out a hit. He knew how to put a hit on himself, pun intended, because that was the character's name. But he didn't know how to kiss his wife when they were having sex. Like, that's just what an odd guy.
In the original Japanese anime, like the anime translation, he never kissed Chi-Chi ever. I mean,
to be fair, would you kiss her? No, you got to just back
in the English dub for Funimation, they had to add that in. Like even Sean Schummel was like, no, we got to add that in. That's ridiculous. He married Chi-Chi and he's not going to kiss her. So they put kissing noise off screen to make it seem like they did kiss each other. But yeah.
You're good. Dragon Ball has announced a special 40th anniversary celebration event coming on January 25th in Japan next year. And that's crazy, though. 40 years of Dragon Ball. I love the franchise.
Technically 42 or 43 if you just count the manga's first run.
You're right.
Anime, it's anime, but most people think about the anime,
If you Android 18.
The manga, the manga, it's 43 years, I think. But for the anime, it's 40, which is confusing, but the anime is more popular than the manga, so whatever.
And has already confirmed that they will be sharing the first look at new projects. One of such is teased to be a new video game. A video game makes sense. If that's one of the announcements, that's not really a mystery because it's like they always announce new Dragon Ball video games. But the other is still very much a mystery. If we're lucky, this could be the start of a new Dragon Ball anime release. If they release another anime of Dragon Ball, not Daima, not Super Return, they'd be like, God damn, another one?
The only way that you could do this is Gohan or Trunks or Goten would have to be the main characters, and it's its own storyline. No Goku, no Vegeta, no Piccolo. It's basically GT done right.
If you're asking me for Dragon Ball, I think Android 18 clears all women. Even Bulma. I know Bulma's everyone. Android 18 clears all for me. Just my personal opinion.
18 is very dangerous, though, because she could kill. If you say the wrong thing at the wrong time, you're done.
The easiest route to take would be to bring back Dragon Ball Super, and that seems like the route the franchise is going with, thanks to a surprising new update spotted by fans ahead of this upcoming event. The official social media account for Dragon Ball Super's anime has updated its name to no longer to include 2015, as it previously had when the anime was first in motion. This undoubtedly seems like a small change in the grand scheme, but could be the first time that Dragon Ball Super itself is going to be updated in the near future. We could see it announced with this upcoming event, and maybe even see the anime come back sometime during 2026 or early 2027 at the latest. Either way, fans can't help but be excited for what could be coming next. Ugh. I love
I
this
don't
form.
know, man.
I do.
I love Super, but like I
I
love
know.
Super for the
You know how you
fact
said
that we
earlier with GT, where fans are being fake as fuck. If Super comes back and everyone's like, "Man, I really love Super when it was airing," your ass was lying. You were a
dude,
liar.
here's the thing. I was mixed when it first aired because here's my thing.
Yeah.
I only liked Super because we got more Dragon Ball content. Other
Right.
than the video game / manga shit or OVAs, we got actual content now. But I didn't like that we had a retelling of the God movie and Frieza.
I felt like it was
And
just a waste of time. Yeah.
And I didn't like the fact that like the animation looked like shit. Dude, this animation that they had for Super, if this was the 90s, that would never air on television. That would be an OVA or like a computer game animation exclusive. That would not be for fucking Dragon Ball on TV.
It looked like their faces were melting. It was just borderline disgusting.
Dude, Goku looked like a fucking wax dummy in anime form. He looked like he had a stroke. He didn't look right. He looked terrible in Super Saiyan 3.
Dragon Ball fans would love to see Dragon Ball Super's anime return. That's a huge question mark. I'm going to put an extra down on that one. To return, the Galactic Patrol Prisoner and Granola the Survivor arcs seen in the manga that take place after Dragon Ball Super Broly, and that could be a promising start for Dragon Ball Super's future post Toriyama, considering the manga left fans off on a huge cliffhanger after the events of Dragon Ball Superhero, but it's also possible that we'll see an entirely different Dragon Ball anime project announced too.
I agree with Orange that like the video game animation. I think he's assuming Xenoverse, right? He's talking about Xenoverse 1 and 2. Absolutely, the CGI animation that they used in those games were way better than Super, and it's sad. You know it's bad when the video game animation is actually better than the fucking anime TV show.
We know where the Super anime is going to end. Super anime is going to end with Goku and Gohan fighting each other on Beerus's planet, and Vegeta and Broly are going to fight each other for a little bit. That's where the Super manga ended. It was Vegeta versus Broly and Goku versus Gohan with the beast form when he saw Gohan transform into Beast Gohan, and then you see Vegeta looking at the sky, looking at Black Frieza. That's where it would end. So guys, I'm being honest, that's what Super is going to come back to. You're going to have you're going to have Moro, Granola. As King said earlier, retell the movies. So you would do the Broly one first,
then superheroes as a. Yeah. But here's the problem, because
superheroes takes place after Granola, so it'd be Broly.
Oh no, you'd have to do the Broly movie, then the Granola and Moro arc, and then superhero retelling arc, because of the time skip.
Yeah.
So that means that the last thing would be the superheroes storyline, unless they add more stories.
So you would get Broly, Moro, and Granola, and then superhero retelling.
And then, superhero retellings with the manga exclusive stuff.
And then you have the manga stuff. Yeah, that's you're right. That'd be 100 episodes.
That'd be 100 episodes of bonus content with filler.
Is that worth it back? That's not. I mean, doesn't sound like that's enough, because I hate I did not like if they do the retelling better, cool, but it better not be a retelling of like this scene played out differently here, and maybe this would have worked out. It's like fuck.
It better be scenes where Gotenks is an adult and we actually see him kick ass.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, movies take time to make, right? Especially animated movies. So I'm okay with looking the other way this time around. Okay, they added adult Gotenks or teenage Gotenks to actually fight people. Okay, this is a better difference than the movie version. And it's not that weird, shitty computer generated CGI that they fucking use. Let's go back to look. Let's have the Tournament of Power animation instead,
I'd
and
agree.
not.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's if you're gonna do the retelling for both Brawly and superheroes, use that animation instead. I would prefer that.
It better not be they retell the Broly movie, and apparently Broly could now fight Super Saiyan God Gogeta more better than he did in the movie. It bet because people are gonna, oh, that means Broly is stronger than an SS God Patara fusion. It's like, oh hell, good lord, fuck me.
Also, there should be a scene where Gogeta tries to do the Brawly legendary super or primal state, right? But Frieza or Brawly interrupts them before they could fully harness the ability. So that way you can imply that maybe they can do it if they have enough prep.
If they do the superhero retelling, then that means people are going to see the scene where Cell Max doesn't go easily down with the special beam cannon like he did in the movie. And people are going to go like, wait, does that mean Cell Max was strong? For me, superhero, they should have had Cell Max become perfect Cell Max. That would have been awesome to see.
I would, you know what I would do? I would have, fuck it, just have him be super perfect. Have him be perfect Max Cell in this iteration. Yeah. You have enough time now and just say, fuck it. Why? This is the closest we're going to get Cell coming back to the series. Yeah. Why not? Just do it.
Perhaps there might be other formats possible for Dragon Ball's future. Those behind the Dragon Ball anime might instead choose to release a new movie rather than a TV project, maybe even folding in a past non-canon foe into the official timeline again. I mean, what was that video game where they faced Hideak? Where he brought, it was this weird villain, and I think it was Raging Blast or something like that.
You're talking about Raging Blast, but it was originally in the Super Famicom.
Yes,
where basically it was the plan to eradicate the Saiyans. That was the original game / OVA that we never got dubbed over here, which is crazy.
Oh, thank God! Based off our dubbing, woo!
Yeah, damn. But I would have loved back then as a kid. I would have loved more Dragon Ball content if they would have dubbed that as a movie. I would have been like, "Oh my God, we had another Dragon Ball movie after Trunks and Brawl and Bardock."
I would, plan to eradicate the Saiyans. I mean, they could do that, but then again, like you said before, Funimation, Crunchyroll these days, I have no clue, and that would still have a lot of success with fans, regardless of the story told there. No. Dragon Ball people, I tell you right now, they care about the most minuscule detail in this whole series. The story matters a lot to people. Dragon Ball is the thing that, even though the story is not that complex, people microanalyze everything in the story. No, fans care about the story. I'll tell you that right now. Either way, we're all going to want to keep an eye on this upcoming event to see what future Dragon Ball has in store. I mean, Toei itself has to treat Dragon Ball better. I remember when a superhero movie came out, they barely marketed it as the superhero movie. I asked a friend, hey man, you gonna go watch superhero with me? He's like, there's a superhero movie coming out? Another Dragon Ball fan. A close friend of mine didn't even know the movie was coming out. You barely saw ads for it. Like, fuck.
You want to bet that Funimation or Crunchyroll were mad at Toei for calling them out, and they said, "Well, we're not gonna advertise the movie then. Fuck you." That's their way of getting back at them without doing it, without losing their license. They're like, we're just gonna play dumb and let them do it. Let them have it in their own devices. Because they promoted Brawly like a motherfucker. That dude, Brawly was everywhere.
The Brawly promotion was everywhere. Yeah.
Everywhere. And it was limited release, and it made back. It literally made $2 million in the box office.
The Broly movie. The reason why I would say that one's a bit more impressive, a little bit, than the Demon Slayer ones, is because that one had a way more limited release than the Demon Slayer movies did, and it did that well.
Yeah, and not only that, but like it made limited release that made millions. You rarely see that in movie releases. Rarely.
Not even Dragon Ball Super's return will undo the anime's biggest screw up. Oh, I mean, we know a lot of them.
Also, I was pissed that they ruined Zamasu, dude. Zamasu could have been a better character.
I like the idea of Goku Black, but the execution of it was odd.
I would have, you know what I would have done though, instead of like, because this is the thing, the Zeno King, he ruined it. It's like, dude, you knew he was evil, but yet now you're going to delete him from existence. I would have redeemed him like Piccolo. I would have been like,
that's another problem too. Yeah.
Vegeta was gonna kill. Vegeta's gonna kill. Zamasu, right? He's like, yeah. Kakarot, let go. I'm gonna kill him now. And Goku's like, no. And Piccolo is in the background. He's like, what are you doing? He killed us. He's like, guys, remember when I fought you two and I literally spared your life? I could have had you died.
What I think Sparking Zero did is what they should have did. You know how in Sparking Zero there's that alternate timeline where you have a Gohan Black? I think you have a Goku Black, a Gohan Black, and a Vegeta Black. I think that's how you do that arc. That
Dude,
way all three of them have counterparts.
I would even say Piccolo Black. If you
Fine,
give him the
yeah.
unlock, like, dude,
Yeah.
this is how you do it. You give him the guru, like, basically he's the guardian of Namek slash like Earth intelligence. So that's why Zamasu would even consider taking him, becoming a giant.
Or Orange. Remember when Toyotaro, he was like, even though he himself admitted, doesn't really make any sense to actually have Vegito here. He just did it because it just added stakes to the fucking arc. Even though Trunks came out and just sliced up, fused Zamasu and killed him. I was like, what the fuck?
And also another thing I didn't like was that Beerus got involved. I'm like, guys, why does Beerus have to be involved in
everything?
Anything? Like, that was the thing. In certain cases, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, you're right. I agree.
No, I did not like that in the beginning. They tried very hard, like with Resurrection F. They didn't want him to be involved with Frieza, but then the Zamasu thing. Oh no, now he can interfere. I get it. Zamasu is a god. He's a Kaioshin. But it's like, dude, this is Goku's fight. This is Vegeta's fight. This is Trunks' fight. Mm-hmm. This ain't your fight.
Or when he says at the end of the anime of that arc, or maybe it was in the manga too, where he said he could have just sealed Zamasu himself. What the fuck? Why the hell do we have an arc then? If he could just seal that character,
or even Whis, or Champa or Vados could have fucking did. And I'm like, no, then it would be boring. It would be boring for God being, because here's the thing. That was my problem with Whis and Beerus. They have no weaknesses. They have no vulnerability, and you can't do a storyline.
You talked about retcons earlier. Remember when Whis in the anime, Japanese or English, he said gods cannot intervene. He intervened when Frieza blew up the planet, and he turned back time.
Yes. Basically, Vegeta should have stayed dead. That had to be a
retcon. That had to be a retcon.
It was a retcon. Vegeta and Bulma would have stayed dead. Remember, because Whis would have told him, you can't use the Dragon Balls for every little thing. I can bring back the Earth, but that's it.
Yeah.
They have to stay dead. And that would make sense.
I remember Whis at some point, I forget which arc it was. I think it was in the Tournament of Power one. He was like, oh no, it was in the Moral arc, I think, where he said gods really can't intervene like that. Because he had stopped Moral with his finger. He was like, I really can't intervene. When you can't intervene, you turn back time. You got to do over. I just don't get it.
And also, literally, I forgot the angel. Was, you know what I'm talking about? The one that taught Goku how to do Ultra Instinct, like its full potential.
Oh,
he was a Time Patrol. What was his name?
Time Patrol guy. Oh my, it's Vados. Isn't it Vados? I think.
No, but fuck. Anyway, he got erased. No, not Miris, I think.
It's a Miris. I'm pretty sure it's Miris. Yeah.
He got erased from existence. All Whis had to do was reverse it. Reverse time and pretend, I'm going to pretend, little brother, I didn't hear you say that. And that we can live. Like, he literally could have done that, and nobody, not even their dad, would know.
I just that's why, even though Dragon Ball has God characters, you can't take what they're saying literally. I'm saying all the time. Sometimes we literally said the gods are not allowed to or angels are not allowed to intervene with the humans. He literally did.
He
quite
did.
literally.
And not only that, but he hangs out with Bulma to eat food. That's a violation in itself.
Unless Zeno likes Whis more than all the angels, so he gives them special, privileges.
I understand that gods, in different cultures, right? Gods are given offerings. That's why, well, they're doing what gods would do. They're getting offerings like food and drinks. So I guess that makes them. It's like, dude, you're hanging out with them like your best friends. That's not supposed to be a thing that gods do. But whatever. What do I know?
You're just a white guy from Connecticut. That's a Jaguar.
Yes. Let's go with that. But it's just so dumb because, I would have liked for Zamasu to get a redemption arc in the sense of like, dude, he could have been Supreme Kai, but badass. He would have been like the Vegeta version of Supreme Kai.
Yeah. To me, because I know Orange talked about he didn't like the Goku Black arc enough. I think you do Gohan Black and Goku Black, and you have them fuse. I think that would make the arc more exciting. Like, oh, Goku and his son have to team up to face their evil counterparts.
That'd be a lot evil halves. That would have been cool.
Yeah, but I just didn't like Goku Black. I was fine with. I did not like Zamasu because Zamasu, his most of his dialogue was like, "I'm a god. I'm better than you. Humans suck."
Well,
All
I
right.
didn't. Here's my problem that I didn't like. I didn't like that Goku Black was not really Goku at all. I would have liked that in alternate timeline he lost everything and he just gave in to Zamasu. And he's like, "I'll do whatever you want, Zamasu. I'll be basically like your herald of like your herald, like like
Yeah,
Silver
yeah,
Surfer is for Galactus.
yeah.
I will do your bidding. I will be your guardian angel, whatever you want me to do." In exchange, give me eternal life, give me great power, train me for eternity, and I will do your bidding, even if it's evil. The old me would disagree. That would make the stakes better when he
Yeah.
comes in and it's like, there's no way that you gave into temptation. Yes, I did.
Mhm.
I gave into temptation because I lost Chi-Chi, I lost Gohan, I lost Goten, I lost you, Vegeta, I lost Bulma, I lost everybody that I loved because I was too careless. So I gave my soul to Zamasu in
Mhm.
exchange for him giving me powers and immortality. And that's how you do it. That way Goku Black is, and if he tries to defy Zamasu, he gets electrocuted or he gets tortured. Kill Goku now. No. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
hurt. He's like, do what I tell you. Kill him now or I'm going to hurt you.
Just
You
like
don't get to
Broly.
make the choice.
Do the roar. Oh my god, those comments in those videos are fucking amazing. Or the way YouTube with Dragon Ball is so disgusting. Gogeta versus Janemba full fight. Guys, Gogeta versus Janemba, because I know everyone's seen it, is Gogeta doing two backflip kicks in the Stardust Breaker. That's not a full fight. Janemba just got graped. That's not a fight
Dude,
of
but
anything.
that was fucking cool though.
It was
Even it
cool as shit,
wasn't dude, the fact that he did two backflips to do a key attack that essentially reversed his demon form
Wait,
and made him a that
I,
was fucking cool.
I could be wrong. Isn't that the only fusion W on screen still to this day for Dragon Ball? I think,
Technically
right?
Vegito, technically, if you want to count him beating Super Boo like letting him
You're
get
right.
absorbed by
Yeah.
Super Boo.
It's so weird how Fusion's this OP a mega level thing and it barely has like one W. That's
Yeah, because
crazy.
Gotenks, I agree with you. Gotenks never won. He never won
I always
against
thought, I'll be
Majin
honest with you,
Buu.
I always thought Gotenks was a trash character. I never got the idea behind him. I would
He
have
was
liked if they just kind of got stronger individually,
he
you
was a
know?
cool idea, but the fact that not Goten, Trunks had to get himself weak to match was really stupid. Why couldn't you just have Goten get stronger in the time chamber to match Trunks' power?
Well, I guess you could. Yeah, but they transported Broly away at the last minute. I guess you could say that's a W. So only Gogeta has gotten fusion dubs, essentially, which is, I guess.
Yep. Yep.
While fans have been anticipating Dragon Ball Super's comeback since its end in 2018, I would say hate watching too. The hype surrounding the anime sequel has caught new wind due to the upcoming event. We'll call it, I hate Japanese names. New Dragon Ball event, we'll say. With the event set to take place in January 2026, fans believe the anime's comeback chances look better than ever. Although fans would be elated by the anime's possible return, myself included, I would love if it came back, they shouldn't forget what the show went through during its initial run. Yes, because revisionist history with this franchise is the biggest bitch of all time. From the beginning, Dragon Ball Super faced several issues ranging from production quality, power scaling, and character portrayals. These issues caused huge damage to the anime's reputation. As such, it is highly unlikely that the sequel season will be able to fix what the original anime destroyed. I'm going to also point this out here. GT went through the same criticisms too. This is all just on Super. Daima gets it too. You want to talk about character portrayals? Vegeta's character portrayal in GT is dog shit. It's horrible.
Yeah, he's
I hate it.
literally a dad. He's literally
He's not even in the show practically. This is
he's
Dragon
literally
Ball's
a
biggest
he's
character.
literally a mustache dad with
I hate.
midlife
Oh, what
crisis.
is that? I hate this image. I remember this. Oh, it's
It is
horrible.
one of the
Oh,
worst images in Dragon Ball, and it's like they accepted this.
look at that background. That shit is just purple.
Yeah, it's literally a purple background from
They,
Adobe.
they didn't even animate it with the King Kai's background.
Yeah, there's not even green grass or like a
Not a
globe
fan.
around it.
No, I hate it. Vegeta's character assassination in GT was the most disgusting thing in all of human history. Super Saiyan 4 doesn't really save him because he needed help from Bulma too, right? He couldn't
And
do it
not
on
only
his
that,
own.
but like remember, he was a villain in GT. He was Baby Vegeta. People forget that.
Yeah, he was better known when Baby took him over than him being himself.
It would have been better if Gohan or Goten was or Trunks was the villain, but you know we gotta have Goku versus Vegeta again because
Vegeta, the proudest Saiyan with the hugest pride, will let his wife help him get a Super Saiyan form. That's why.
That doesn't make sense. You know what he would have done? He would have gotten the Dragon Balls and wished the Namekian Dragon Balls because but the Black Star ones are and the regular ones are gone. No, go to Namek. Wish for his tail back and get Super Saiyan 4. That's it.
Or it's another thing is like Goku is out there fighting shadow dragons with Pan. Vegeta's just sitting there in the house, just I don't know, having sex with Bulma. It's like, bro, Vegeta. People say Goku. No, Vegeta was by far and away the biggest character assassination in GT. That's a video in of itself. I got to do one day.
Not only that, but he was a pushover to his own daughter, Bra. It's like, dude, if this was the Z Vegeta I'm talking about from the Buu saga, he would have been like, "Shut up, you little girl."
He punched Trunks in the face as a 5-year-old.
Dude, and he literally, to not get in trouble with Bulma / Goku or Gohan. You know that, like the moment Bulma would have heard it, he's like, Gohan, I need you to beat up Vegeta. He assaulted our son. So he's like, shut up, boy. I'll take you to that stupid amusement park. Really? Yeah, just stop fucking crying, okay?
Yeah,
then I'll take you to the amusement park.
The whole mustache thing is funny. Yeah, I think his character in GT is comedy. Like, he got ass whooped. Like, he let Baby take him over. He got crippled by Baby. He got his ass handed to him by Super 17. Then he allowed the Vegeta, that we know the person who trained on a planet for months to get Super Saiyan, now has to have his wife help him get the newest Super Saiyan transformation. He couldn't even do Super Saiyan 3. And keep on,
that was another problem.
The same shit that fans criticize Gohan of, where Gohan didn't train. You can't convince me Vegeta trained really that much after Z. There's no way.
No, he didn't. He
might have trained a little bit, but not enough. He was definitely weaker.
He trained a little bit in case somewhat big threats came, but it wasn't enough. And the same thing with Gohan. Gohan literally became a scholar, which is another plot issue in itself. I always wanted to be a scholar. No, you didn't. What fucking 5-year-old like, Mommy, Daddy, I want to be a scholar when I grow up? None. Says none.
So in Japanese lore, essentially Goku went to heaven. That's kind of the way they describe it. But it's like, all right. I don't know how it depends how it went down, guys. I have a family. I could see it packing it. You know, Vegeta wants to be a family man, huh? Hell
well,
man.
I always interpret it as he basically became the assistant, or basically the I don't know what you would call it, like basically the assistant, or like a second tier dragon person, right? Basically like a kami that's not a kami character. He's helping Shenron, I guess, from, say, for example, a big villain wanted to wish to take over the universe. Well, Goku is with Shenron in case that were to happen. He's like, no, you're not making that wish. And I'll tell you what, if you can beat me in a fight right now, Shenron will grant you that wish. But until then, you have to go through my dead body and my spirit to make that. Would have made things interesting. That's how I interpret it. I'm like, no, he helps out Shenron for villains wanting to make evil wishes like that.
So, like, if you're asking me, I liked Vegeta's portrayal in Super way more than GT's. Hell, you could say him getting Super Saiyan 3 and Daima was better than his shit in GT. Like, GT, the only thing people remember about Vegeta is him getting Super Saiyan 4 with Bulma's help. That's it. And the mustache thing. The mustache thing is a joke. That's a complete. That's not because they like you. That's making fun of you. And the whole bra thing you said, that was funny too, where he threw the guy's wheel away because they were making fun of his daughter. What the fuck?
No, but that was funny. Yeah. But there was
funny.
A funny scene. Yeah. It was a funny scene. Remember when they were trying to evacuate people from? I don't know if it was Shenron or the Shadow Dragons. But remember they were in the arcade.
Yeah.
And then one of them, dude, one of them looked like Kuwabara, and I don't know if this was done intentional or not. But Chris Sabat did the Kuwabara voice. Hey, I don't care what anybody says. No dice, no dice, no. And he got knocked out, and it was funny.
It was also weird how they said in Dragon Ball GT that only Goku could like be strong enough to teleport people. Okay, he knew instant transmission, but like it's so weird how he couldn't just teach them instant transmission.
Why couldn't he teach Gohan or Vegeta
Any of
or
them?
like Goten or Trunks and like even Pan? Why couldn't Pan learn instant transmission?
Fuck Pan. I hate that bitch.
Here's my problem with Pan. Pan felt like I know she existed before the final episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
I get that. But it just felt like they just tacked her on GT because we need a strong girl character because we want the girls to watch Dragon Ball too. And it just felt so forced. I would rather have Chi-Chi or Videl be in the cast as a reoccurring character in GT. I think
that was their way of trying to get more girls to watch. That was their thing with Pan.
I agree.
Pan not going Super Saiyan, I heard she was, but the the producers and the people doing the show didn't do it. Like Dragon Ball Super, Goku Black was supposed to go regular Super Saiyan. Toriyama submitted the designs for it. They just didn't use them. It's like, wait. But in the manga, he went Super Saiyan. The regular Goku Black went Super Saiyan in the manga. He just did it. Oh, it was always weird how people said, "Oh, he can only just do Rose," which was gay. I was like,
that's not true. That can't be it because if he's in Goku's body, he theoretically can basically, excluding Super Saiyan 4, he could do all the transformations.
Yeah. So when people said, "Oh, he only just has base and Super Saiyan Rose," it's like to get to Rose, if that's considered God, you have to have the regular Super Saiyan form first.
Yes.
That's like, good Lord, this franchise is crazy some days. As fans must remember, when Dragon Ball Super started airing, there was huge hype surrounding the series. For the first time since 1997, fans worldwide were tuning in to watch the anime every week. Hence, it is only given that fans had huge expectations for the show. Unfortunately, not even 1 month in, Toei Animation started fumbling the anime. From the beginning, Dragon Ball Super showed signs of rough and inconsistent animation, which one might have learned to live with inconsistencies. These were even seen in the most important scenes from the anime, even including those that portrayed Super Saiyan God versus Beerus. Therefore, the anime never stood a chance of making a good first impression with its animations. It was only later during the Tournament of Power saga that the production got better and consistent. Unfortunately, it was too late to bring back the fans who stopped watching the anime due to its poor production at the start. I was already turned off from retellings.
I would say the Zamasu.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was going to say that that's not necessarily true. I saw the quality got a little bit better, not by much.
Yes.
But I would say the quality got a little better when they did the Zamasu arc / Goku Black arc. And then the big one was the Tournament of Power. Absolutely.
It's just so. I'm saying, like, for me, I really wasn't. I watched like the highlights of the retelling, but it was mostly like, hey, Super for me starts at Champa. I just don't want to waste my time rewatching something that I already saw. And the only difference is pretty much like, hey, this scene here specifically is different here, and it has to be different, obviously, because it's animated to a movie, right? If that's what we're really retelling 2 movies for, just because that's stupid. I'll just start here.
The thing that was dumb was that in the television version of Battle of Gods, Bulma's party's in a cruise ship, whereas in the original one, it was in her house.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing retellings for. It's just different settings and different dialogue. It's like, I'm good. And apparently, Beerus has like something with like spiritual pressure in the anime. He just do like a spiritual pressure thing to them.
Speaking of which, they retcon Beerus power level so many times. Because remember, in Resurrection F, right? This isn't even the Tournament of Power or the Zamasu arc. And those were retcons too, right?
Mm-hmm.
They literally, and even the Champa battle, right? The Champa tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Whis literally said to Beerus in front of his face, you know that he's going to surpass you soon, right?
Yeah.
Say, AKA he's stronger than you.
Mm-hmm.
And Beerus had the shock face, like worried. He's like, "Oh, are you scared?" Or no, I'm not scared. I'm just nervous because of the food. And don't question me, okay? So it's like they retconned it because they had to make Beerus stronger, more.
I'll be honest here. I think he's been lying to them about how strong he's been since he's been introduced. Like when he said I think he was lying to Goku in Battle of Gods when he said I had to use like 70% of my power. No, he didn't. There's no way. He's way stronger just in the arc after when they're doing the god clashing where they can almost rip apart reality with their fist. He's been
and yelling
lying
and
the
screaming.
whole time. Yeah. And then he says, and then like in the manga, Vegeta, when he's like wanting to match Goku Ultra Instinct when he's fighting Whis and sparring with him, Vegeta goes blue automatically. Beerus just one-shots him. So Vegeta, that's been through Beerus, Champa, Goku Black, Tournament of Power, Broly, Moro, got just straight up one-shotted by Beerus. He just put his hand on him and said, "You're my bitch still. You'll never." And he even said this. He said it'll take eons for him to surpass him.
Yeah, but it's inconsistent though, because I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
In one breath, they're like, "Oh my God, Beerus
Yeah.
is the big ultimate bad for Universe 7, right?"
Yeah.
In another, excluding Whis or
Right,
the
right.
Omni King or the Angel. But then in another, you have Whis literally saying, teasing Beerus, "Oh, by the way, Goku is
Do you
going to
think that's him more
surpass you."
overreacting than anything? Because he's overreacted weirdly. This guy's overreacted to like fucking pudding. Not being
Well,
given to him.
I mean, him and Boo did overreact for that. That was ridiculous. And the
Yeah,
whole world was going to be destroyed / the
if you're
universe.
asking me, I always thought he was lying. There's no way that motherfucker. I think he's never used really his full power, honestly. Because he's been alive for a long fucking time.
Millions, if not
Millions
billions of years. Like a
Yeah.
long time.
Remember, it was a big meme that I only use 10% of my strength. Motherfucker probably used 2% of his strength, if we're being completely honest with ourselves here. Because, like, that's why the Super Saiyan God form, to me, it got bitched in its own movie. It's like Goku becomes God, and it's like, you don't believe Goku can beat that guy with that form. So what was the point of even really getting to that form if it's just going to get bitched out? Because Goku himself absorbed the God power and used regular Super Saiyan anyway.
Well, Akira Toriyama lied years ago. I know he's dead, and people say don't speak ill of the dead, but I'm like, dude, it's honesty. It's me being blunt. He literally said in an interview in Japan for Shonen Jump, after Super Saiyan Blue, there is no more transformation. That's a fucking lie. Ultra Instinct, Evolution Blue, Ultra Ego,
Mastered Ultra Instinct now.
Blue Kaioken Fusion. Like, those aren't transformations. Those are not transformations. Like, oh yeah, they're enhancements. Yeah, let's call it that. It's like ridiculous. I get it, dude. You're trying to say there's no more Super Saiyan forms after this, but it's like, dude, you basically made it seem that after Blue Super Saiyan, there is no more God or anything above that. It's like, no, it's more transformations.
That said, it wasn't just the animation that failed to impress fans, but also the fights. As fans might recall, while Dragon Ball could resurrect people and bring people back and bring back planets, each villain in Dragon Ball Z posed a great threat. The characters were not just worried about themselves and their friends, but the entire planets and solar systems. However, that weight was nowhere to be found in Dragon Ball Super. Each fight simply seems like a sparring segment to see who can get stronger, Goku or Vegeta.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm right.
And not only that, but like when Universe 6 Saiyans were facing, Goku and Vegeta, they didn't take it serious.
Yeah, I think the only time in Super that was a factor was when Beerus first showed up in the first movie. Like, Goku legitimately was scared that he was going to blow up the whole planet. Like, outside of like Battle of Gods, I could understand
outside of the Tournament of Power, that's the only time where Goku was scared or Vegeta was scared of anything. There was no serious threats. That's the problem with Super. They're outside of Zamasu, and Beerus and Whis and Zeno King and maybe Champa if he had a bad day and Goku and Vegeta pissed him off for not giving him food. They were gonna have fear in their eyes, but that didn't happen.
In fact, the only villain who posed a threat to Earth in Dragon Ball Super was Zamasu. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. However, he too wasn't targeting the protagonist's timeline, but that of future Trunk's. As such, no fight in the anime truly seemed consequential.
Yes. Also,
Yeah.
another problem was my being with Trunks. It's like, dude, she's old enough to be your grandma.
Oh, that one was just disgusting. That's just gross.
That
Like,
was
eh,
weird. Like, dude,
don't like
she's
that.
older. Dude, she is older than Bulma by probably 10 or 15 years.
Oh, I mean, there is one slight stake in terms of power, like King Style mentioned, because Zeno said, if you lose, your planet gets eradicated.
You're
Okay,
no, you're erased. Your
you're erased.
universe is
Yeah, right, right.
erased,
Yeah,
including you.
yeah.
You're not dead. You're erased from
That
existence.
that right there, I'll give you as stakes. That's fine, But that's like the last arc of the whole show. That's like, bro, what the fuck are we doing this whole
So
time?
they were scared. They were fucking scared. Like, dude, if we
Yeah.
fuck this up, we're gone.
So this is the thing when Super is like power scaling makes no sense. I'll be honest here. You could apply this logic to Z. Ultimate Gohan being stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which had 7 years of training, being just stronger than him. I'm not saying he was stronger the whole time, but in that specific moment, Gohan was stronger than Goku at Super Saiyan 3. That itself makes no sense.
Dude, I laugh at that and Gohan purists, and I love Gohan. Don't get me wrong, I love Gohan as a character, but I'm sorry, Goku was dead for 7 years. He didn't have the limited, human biology of like he has to rest. He didn't have to rest like a person, so he trained and trained and trained and trained.
Yeah,
and not only that, but like Gohan literally dropped the Patara earring and he got absorbed. If that's not a L, I don't know what is.
like,
come on, man. Like
power scaling's been all off. Like, how do I say it? It's like Vegeta and Goku got so strong in the Buu arc just from the very beginning of it that it made Cell look like a fucking ant. Like, Deborah is about as strong as Cell or Super Perfect Cell, and Vegeta went, I can go up there and beat his ass. Not scared. He said, get Gohan down now. I'll go beat him up. Just in the Buu arc, they already threw power scaling out the fucking window.
Yeah, dude, literally Deborah, depending on who you ask, he's either the level of Perfect Cell or Super Perfect Cell.
Yeah.
They never outright said what he was. People would argue, oh no, it was Perfect Cell. No, it could be Super Perfect Cell.
Yeah.
It could be any of those two. They never outright said which cell it was. It could be one of them.
Power scaling for Gohan never made sense. Gohan could just get rage boost and fight Frieza. That's stated to have like, but by the announcer, to have like a power level of over 1 million. I'll be honest, this is not just a problem with Super. Power scaling kind of has really never made that much sense in Dragon Ball in general. I just take it for what it is because it's just kind of fun.
Well, power scaling was the reason why power scaling is a thing, because it's like it has to explain why adult Goku could take out Master Roshi. Master Roshi's an old man, so he's 100 in power with buffness, but Goku's like 1,000.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why you have to have it in that circumstance. But it didn't serve anything. After the Frieza saga, it literally became a nothing factor.
Mm-hmm. Like
outside of like, oh my god, these androids are killing us.
Yeah, the androids just knock around Saiyans that have been training for like 3 years.
Yeah, and these teenagers, 17 and 18, who, by the way, they never were martial artists. They were fucking street kids.
Power scaling in Dragon Ball Super made no sense. Back in Dragon Ball Z, the different Super Saiyan forms made it easy for fans to power scale the characters. No, people still don't even fully understand that shit. I mean, I'm not saying this to disrespect people, but a lot of people are really stupid. Fans don't even really understand the level. Fans still to this day think that Vegeta got Super Saiyan 2 from when Babidi gave him the Majin power boost. It's like, no, he didn't. He had it. He just knew it wasn't strong enough to face Goku.
To be fair, though, when I was younger, I used to think that.
I thought the same thing too.
I used to believe it. Well, no, he got Super Saiyan 2 because of the Majin.
Right.
I'm like, no. What it is that he had Super Saiyan 2, but he was weak. It was a weaker variant. Like he didn't have full control of Super Saiyan 2. He didn't master Super Saiyan 2. When he got the Majin thing, that immediately he mastered Super Saiyan 2.
However, Dragon Ball Super completely erased the convenience with the introduction of God Ki. Not to forget, the Super Saiyan God form was probably the first transformation in the Dragon Ball franchise that carried no weight. Previously, when a new transformation was revealed, there was either huge hype around the transformation or the scene carried heavy emotions. However, the new Super Saiyan God form only needed a ritual, taking away half the fun of witnessing a new power-up. Yeah, I'll agree with Super Saiyan God. I just never really liked it. I thought it was...
I didn't like that Videl had to be involved. Oh yeah, she's pregnant. I'm like, she's not a Saiyan. She's not a Super Saiyan. like the only way
Yeah.
that I can explain it, like they can throw it away. It's like, okay, she wished to have the genes or the abilities of a
Yeah.
Saiyan, and then she could do Super Saiyan if she wants to with enough training.
The questionable part is, if Super Saiyan God transformation requires only a ritual, why don't all Saiyans on Earth, including Goten and Trunks, go through the same? Had they attained the God forms like their fathers, they could have appeared in the Tournament of Power, likely replacing Tien and Master Roshi. Yeah, I agree. Like Super Saiyan God, the red form that I've never... It's not that design-wise, it's cool. It's a little cool design, but it's like... It's just... There's no really emotion behind it. There's no real hype behind it, too. Also, it gets bitched out in its own movie. Goku absorbs the God strength into his body during the fight with Beerus. And just uses regular Super Saiyan. So why the fuck do we need that form? I get it. It's okay. Speaking of why did Universe 7 not pick them in the first place? If they were strong enough to face off against Majin Buu when they were much younger, there was no reason for them to sit on the sidelines during the Tournament of Power. Yeah, I agree. But they're probably thinking like, oh, they're kids. They might get hurt by these bigger villains, but, you know. Lastly, even Frieza's golden form made no sense. If he could have reached a form on par with Super Saiyan Blue with only 4 months of training and no ritual, why didn't he attain the transformation before? Well, that's these forms weren't revealed. You know, these forms just weren't revealed. That's just how it is. It seems very convenient that the moment Goku and Vegeta attained new transformations, Frieza attained a power-up at a similar power range. But Frieza was always stated to be a prodigy, so it's like, and power boosts like that have existed since like Gohan. Dragon Ball Super had several character assassinations, starting with Vegeta. While it is true that he was trying to protect Earth by distracting Beerus with his bingo dance, Dragon Ball Z's Vegeta would have rather died than put himself in such a humiliating situation. Next was Future Trunks. His entire goal was to safeguard his timeline, but when all hope seemed lost, he seemed okay with Goku calling Zeno to erase his timeline from existence. Not to mention, Future Trunks and Mai later chose to go to another timeline where they overlapped with themselves. Wouldn't it have been better off for them to have stayed in the same timeline as protagonists or time travel somewhere else much earlier? With these two character assassinations indeed seem serious, what Goku went through was completely unsettling. While he was always known for being goofy, Goku acted way too dumb in Dragon Ball Super. He didn't even know what kissing was. Didn't realize until much later that Whis was an angel, and couldn't tell the difference between real and copy Vegeta during the filler arc. Well, to be fair, the filler arc one, that's a filler arc. That's not really actually canon to that specific anime. So it's like, you could just chalk that up to just being filler bullshit. Oren says, yeah, but again, protecting your family isn't protecting your pride. True. Yeah, you could look at it as like emasculating. And I agree. I think him doing that was stupid. It's one of those like, why are you doing this? You know, it felt like Akira Toriyama just wanted a lot more comedy a part of Dragon Ball Super than Dragon Ball Z. While, of course, there is a chance that Dragon Ball Super's new season might feature good production from the get-go, that does not guarantee that it will perform well. When the anime first started airing, several fans refused to watch it, stating that it ruined the franchise. As such, considering the damage that has already been done, it is highly unlikely that it will ever match the bar raised by Dragon Ball Z decades ago. Does this mean that Toei Animation should eliminate all plans for a sequel season? No, Dragon Ball has a massive fan base. Thus, even if Dragon Ball Super's comeback doesn't reach an audience as wide as Dragon Ball Z, as wide as when Dragon Ball Z aired, it is bound to be profitable for Toei Animation. Hence, for now, all fans can hope for is that Toei Animation actually announces a sequel to Dragon Ball Super. So, yeah, I mean, just because Super comes back, like, I'll be honest here, a lot of these fans that are clamoring for it to come back, they're about to be back again, sitting here being like, oh, well, remember, like, it's just the revisionist history bullshit with, like, when Dragon Ball Super was airing is like, there are people, I would argue Super got way worse backlash when it was airing than GT did. And GT was already bad. Like GT's backlash was fucking insane.
Dude, it was bad, man. It was to the point that like if you like GT, people question your sanity.
People
There's
were,
like,
yeah.
yeah, they
No,
were
no,
like, no,
the
go
whole
ahead.
canon thing. No, the whole canon thing. Like canon has always been utterly debatable in the whole thing. People hated GT so badly they considered it not canon. That's how much they literally was just distancing it. I don't consider this canon. That's how bad they didn't like it. Like fucking hell.
It was ridiculous because here's the thing. Look, it wasn't as good as Z. I'll give it that. It was a lot of inconsistencies. I will say this though, the animation was beautiful.
It was better animation. I'll give you that.
It
Yeah,
was
it was
better than like, dude, outside of the movie / OVAs,
Mhm.
like the video game OVAs that they use, like the Plan to Eradicate Sin, that was the best animation in the series.
Also, I will say for GT, I know I've given it a lot of shit. It has better villains outside of like Super 17 and like General Wildo. The other doctor, the doctor that created Baby, Baby and the Shadow. It's pretty much Baby's the best villain.
I like Super 17, but like they literally made him a fucking henchman to his own arc. He wasn't the boss.
Baby's I would say Baby's a better villain than all the villains in Super. If I'm being
Yeah.
completely honest here, I think the Baby arc was genuinely. The Baby arc was genuinely really good. I will give it that. It was very good. It was really executed, well done. The whole expansion
did not like
Sin. Kind of weird.
I didn't like Sin Shenron, even though he's supposed to be the main Shenron that fuses the Dragon Balls together.
I
prefer Nova or
Ice's. With me. Yeah, you're right.
Ice
yeah.
Ice or Fire were the better forms to be the final dragon. But of course, no, we're gonna make him look. We're gonna have Deborah, the white dragon, because that's literally what he is. He's a white Deborah.
Yeah. So me, the Shadow Dragon. To me, it honestly gets better when you introduce Nova and Ice and Sin. Most of the Shadow Dragon's arc up until that point was just like a waste.
I like the female humanoid dragon one though, but then it turned out it wasn't really.
Yeah.
It turned into an ugly frog thing. I'm like, guys, did you have to ruin it? Like, you could have made it to an attractive dragon lady.
Yeah, yeah.
You literally could have made it into a dragon maiden thing years before that anime series came out. No, instead, we're just gonna fucking make it into an ugly monster because fuck it, why not?
Yeah, it's the thing is, I think GT does some things better than like obviously animation. You said is better. I think the villains are overall
the attacks. I would say like the Big Bang Kamehameha or the Final Shine that Vegeta does. I like those attacks.
Yeah,
and even the Super Ozaru, Super Saiyan Ozaru, or Super Saiyan 4 precursor, where he's like a golden ape. I actually like that. I didn't like Baby becoming a Super Saiyan or an Ozaru. It didn't make sense. He's not a Saiyan. He wouldn't know how to use Vegeta's body.
Yeah, that was the weird thing. Him becoming a giant great ape, and apparently this great ape form, because it's like it has to do with a bunch of whole like stacking. You have to really make some really crazy stacking canon there. It's like, well, he's not really a great ape. He's a Super Saiyan great ape, which is different. It's like, holy fucking shit.
Because dude, by that logic, Baby could be Super Saiyan 4, and he never turned Super Saiyan 4 Baby. So it just was ridiculous.
Yeah, and keep in mind, the problem with GT is it doesn't really have, people say power scaling. We've never got a multiplier for Super Saiyan 4. I always just in my brain consider it 10 times stronger.
Yeah, that's how I do it. If you're gonna do it times, like say, if Super Saiyan 2 was times, what is it? Times was it times 5?
Yeah,
times
like
10?
Times 5. Yeah,
or is it times 10?
It's like times 5. It's between 4 to 10. We'll just say that.
Okay, 4 to 10, and then Super Saiyan 3. Obviously that. That's how I saw it, because remember the 10 times Kamehameha. That's how it makes sense that it's a 10 times multiplier.
The golden grade 8 Baby is, if you go by the grade 8 multiplier, it's 10 times someone's strength. Well, then by that logic, if you got 10 times stronger to match Super Saiyan 4, then I would just assume that it's 10 times. That's how I do it. Also, it's the 10 times Kamehameha makes perfect sense too.
It makes sense because it's in the name. That's my assumption. I think the animators / the writers were like,
"Oh, Baby had to get 10 times stronger to match Super Saiyan 4 because that would be."
Yeah, but to me, in canon, it has to be that, because why would they say the Kamehameha is 10 times stronger than a normal Kamehameha, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I always, that in canon, to me, the multiplier is 10 times.
All right. So as we wrap it up here, I want to just cover that amount of Dragon Ball news. There's really not much else until we get the announcements coming in January. We'll probably do another one of these then. But do you have anything planned coming up, man, that you would like to let the audience know about?
I might do a show with Syfax tomorrow, or
Mhm.
I might do it Saturday, and I might do a show with Foulmouth Ken on Saturday afterwards, and I might do a show with you Monday or Wednesday because Wednesday did not work out for some reason.
Yeah, so
Too many
I'll
people, I guess. I don't know.
no, I'll probably have you on Wednesdays now because I know Gray's gonna cut down because Gray's do his own stuff. So I know sometimes you battle Gray a little too hard on the show sometimes.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, look, I I have my views, and he doesn't have to agree with me, but don't kick a guy while he's down. That's all I'm going to say about that. Like,
It
just
does imply it's 10 times 10. There's an argument to be made that Goku was just hyping his own strength, though. Yeah, so the way I assumed it was the actual grade 8 multiplier is 10. So if baby by that logic would have to have gotten 10 times stronger from super baby Vegeta 2 because if he only got like 5 times stronger, that would have done nothing, right? And that, so that's just how I look at it. I've always just seen it as 10 times because 10 times Kamehameha and the whole baby transformation right there with Golden Grade 8. But no, because I was gonna do some restructuring with the show anyway, by having like smaller panels anyway, general. So it'd be like me, Gray, Bob, Monday, me, you, Warren, Wednesday, things like that, right? Because I feel like people like the smaller panels a little bit more better now anyway. So, but that's
no,
a thing.
it's understandable. But
Yeah, but
anything with the
the
anime
panel we have is
stuff,
fine. Yeah,
I would
we gotta do
say,
one for
like,
Bleach soon. Yeah. Oh God.
dude, I'd like to be like anything that's like anime or manga related, like to join on into that panel.
Yeah, we gotta do one about I don't think there's anything coming up for Naruto beside the
Besides Blue Vortex, right? The new stuff on Blue Vortex.
outside of that. There's another thing. What wasn't they're gonna eventually reanimate the original like One Piece supposed to have like some sort of like Kai version where it reanimates or some shit like that? Like I don't know.
I think
It's getting out.
those are just fan rumors, man. That they
Naruto remaster. I heard that was coming, but it might be a fucking fan made rumor, honestly.
and the same thing with Naruto. Like, dude, they only did the trailer.
You're right.
I
Yeah.
thought they were gonna do a retelling, but all they did was took the snippets of the best stuff from the original series, and
You're
that's
right.
it.
And that reanimation, that remaster animation doesn't. People overhype it. It doesn't look that good.
Dude, it's literally the same animation. All they did was change the lighting and the colors. That's
it.
all they
Yeah.
did.
And they
Like,
make their heads a little bit more smaller. That's it.
Yeah, that's all they did. It doesn't look that different. You think it looks because it's HD. When you watch it in standard definition, you wouldn't know the
Yeah,
difference.
it's just HD that makes people's brains look. It makes people's
Yeah,
eyes.
it looks different.
Yeah.
It looks slightly different in the color and the lighting. That's it. That's what makes it look different.
Yeah. I have an idea. I was thinking about maybe we just review like anime seasons. So starting with like Naruto, we would just review all of Naruto. I guess you could count filler too, because
I count filler because it's like
I'm
that's
just
the
a
only.
completionist. That's how I do it. Even though I don't like it, I just do it that way.
I'm a completionist too, and not only that, but there are certain filler episodes that I kind of like because it kind of gives people like character development. Like that's the only time Anko or Tenten will ever get.
Yeah.
They will get any showing in the series.
Games Radar, they're like Naruto officially returning with the new anime. There is Blue Vortex. I'll be honest with Boruto, because you asked me about Boruto. I checked out at the time the whole time that time traveling arc where Naruto or Jiraiya saw an older version of Sasuke from Boruto. Like that was just so much lore breaking. I was like, I'm done. It's like Boruto saw his dad as like that. The whole time traveling arc. I'm out. I'm just done. My Naruto ends after they defeat like Momoshiki. I think Naruto ends for me there. God, that stuff was so bad. And now I read about on Naruto recently where Sasuke's just wandering somewhere. Naruto doesn't have Kurama. And Boruto's just like this Otsutsuki guy. Like, what the fuck is going on with this show now? I think Naruto's genuinely ran out of ideas. That shit is fried. Kurama's gone. Why? Why are we watching this whole many time? But as for me, tomorrow I just have the MSK show. That's it. 8:30 p.m. PST with me, Warren, and Nate. And yeah, that's it. Can't wait to do this again. I think we'll potentially doing this again when I can get an idea to come up. Probably reviewing an anime season a time. Dragon Ball it's a lot, but we could eventually do that. But that'd be a long time from now. But eventually in the future we'll have to do it. Naruto seems a little bit more easier because this is less obviously.
Dude,
but
we could watch like Baki the Grappler or like Joe. Those are like they're literally like 30 or 40 episodes. You watch them quick and that's it.
I wanted to do like you're right, like Samurai Champloo or S Cryet or
like 20 to 40 episode Trigon or whatever.
Oh, I
like
love Trigon.
Cowboy Bebop, like literally episodes of like 20 to 40 episodes, no filler added. You just watch.
I would have
to
rewatch Cowboy. I remember watching Cowboy. I did like it. I liked it a lot, but it's just I've been watching this so long.
Dude, I'm not gonna. When I was little, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I thought it was boring as fuck. And to be fair, I was 4 or 5 years old, right? This was back when I didn't understand.
It was an acquired taste. I'll be honest with you. When you were, I grew the same thing. When I was younger, when it would come on, I'll be honest here. Outside of it just being on and it kind of just played, I didn't pay attention to it that much. So I watched maybe an episode of it. I watched maybe an episode that I remember.
It wasn't like, here's the thing. I love it
like
now.
Music. I actually didn't like the music. I didn't like the opening. I didn't like the ending. I thought that it was just trash. I thought the actual music was garbage. Honestly,
I just thought it was boring. Like, because I was so used to watching Yu Yu Hakusho,
yeah,
and even Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon with a lot of action in it, and it was just them sitting there or standing delivering dialogue for like 10 minutes straight. I'm like, what the fuck is this, right? So when I got older, I'm like, oh my god, this is good storytelling. Like this is like because you change.
I thought Gundam to me was even better. Like when I grew up and people were saying, "Oh, Cowboy Bebop's one of the," I was like, I didn't give it that same thought that people had. So if I'm being honest, I've only really watched like 2 episodes from it. I didn't think the opening was all that good. I thought that kind of it does a better than that. I was like, ugh, this is disgusting. It just didn't resonate with me the same way. When people say Death Note's really good, like Death Note kind of is only decent the first half, honestly.
Yeah.
Second half kind of falls off pretty hard when but I haven't watched Death Note in years, so I'd have to go. Sometimes I generally do have to give a nice dedicated rewatch to it. Gundam also is pretty hit or miss depending on which one you're talking about. My favorite's G Gundam, even though that one's not a lot of people's favorites, honestly.
Dude, G Gundam is awesome. I don't know what people are smoking. Dude, that is one of the best ones. You know why? Because there's no war. It's literally the Gundam pro wrestling / Olympics.
Yeah,
where
that's
everybody made war. Everybody in the world made peace with each other on the condition when your country wins the Gundam thing, you can't cry and say we're going to war against you. No, you have to accept it.
When I was a kid, no, that was He-Man when he was like, I have the power. G Gundam was the shit. When I would watch that, I go, this is fucking the shit here. I remember the other ones that came before it, but G Gundam is fucking amazing. I mean, maybe if I rewatch it now, it doesn't hold up as better, but I had so much fun memories watching G Gundam. Anything after G Gundam, I didn't really care that much. I think Zoids was also very good too. No one talks about Zoids much. I love Zoids. Zoids is awesome to me.
Dude, I also liked Rurouni Kenshin as a series, but that unfortunately
was way better than Cowboy Bebop.
It was, and I would say, look, I love Inuyasha, but no, Rurouni Kenshin was it's too shoujo, and it's understandable because it is a shoujo.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It doesn't have it it has action added to it because they wanted the boys to like it and watch it. But the manga, it's more of shoujo. It's a little action, but the manga creator of Rurouni Kenshin, he's fucked.
Oh, dude, when I read that interview, and he was like, "Well, there was Japan allowed for child." What? Oh, I'm good. I think I got like maybe 2 sentences in.
Dude,
like,
Tagashi, the guy who created JoJo. When they did the anniversary for his thing recently, the 30th anniversary for Rurouni Kenshin, he literally half-assed a drawing of Kenshin Himura because he doesn't support him. That's his way of protest.
Yeah.
That's his way of because he knows if he says no, they'll cancel his fucking series. So he's like, okay, I'll participate. I'll just do a half-assed job.
If you guys don't remember, I will bring it up right here because this is so gross. I don't even, and for him to say, I don't care if Japan allowed for that stuff. If Japan allowed for you to, I don't know, behead 1-year-olds, you doing it too? What?
My thing was like, dude, the moment. Why would you think that's okay?
The author of the Rurouni Kenshin manga, he shall be unnamed here, was involved in a major controversy in 2017 when he was arrested for possession of certain stuff. Details of the controversy, arrest and conviction. In November 2017, Tokyo police raided Watsuki's office as part of an investigation and found dozens of DVDs containing fuck, god damn. Why are you like this?
And
Why
it's
are
sad.
people
It's sad, dude, because
Oh,
I'm torn because I love Rurouni Kenshin,
you got to do the whole separate. That's all I do it.
but I have to separate the art from the artist because if I wouldn't be able to enjoy anything.
They found dozens of DVDs containing images of photos of. I'm good. He accepted the charges and was convicted in 2018. Consequence, well, fuck, money, no jail time.
Yeah, he didn't go to jail, dude. It's literally probation, aka you just do public appearances and apologize. That's it.
The serialization of his ongoing sequel, Rurouni Kenshin: The Hokkaido Arc, was briefly suspended but resumed in June 2018. While the manga continued in Japan, its English publisher, Viz Media, stopped the simultaneous digital distribution in the US for a time. A new anime adaptation of the original series began airing in 2023, and a second season of the new anime has been announced by Netflix, continuing the franchise despite the controversy.
Money.
I straight up can't. Like, I want to buy the mangas for Rurouni Kenshin because I usually collect a lot of mangas for the.
I do too, man. But I would have to buy it used because
I gotta buy it on eBay secondhand because I'm not buying that shit.
I can't. I don't know, dude. Unless somebody gift it to me, I don't feel like, because it feels like I'm supporting. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So unless somebody gifts it to me brand new or I buy it used, I'm not. No.
It's so bad, man. Fucking hell. Dude.
It's terrible because dude, I love samurai shit. I love the samurai and ninja stuff.
Yeah.
And the fact that he fucking, why would you, like, dude, even if the law changed, like, dude, why would you have that in your fucking house?
Yeah, because I remember when I was reading the quotes, I was so gross. He was like, well, Japan, in that year, they allowed, what? Okay, so by that logic, if in Japan 1 year, it's cool to just let's say drown 1-year-olds. You could just do it. You won't get in trouble. Would you do that? No,
absolutely not.
No, I don't. Because the same thing happened for this player named Aiming in League of Legends, where he was dating a 15-year-old as a 19-year-old, but in that specific time period in Korea, that was legal. A 20-year-old man could date a 15-year-old, but it's like, no, here when we find that out here in America, nah, you are cut off. That's why any team that signs that player, I'm like, why? That's disgusting. That's gross.
Yeah, but the thing that's also weird, man, it's like, dude, there's a lot of like controversial stuff. Like for example, the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho, though it's not a predator, there's been question whether he faked his illness or not, or he over exaggerated due to fear of getting said, dying in the office while doing it.
And to be fair, based off how hard these guys are worked through Shonen Jump, could you blame him? It's like, fuck that.
Yeah, but it doesn't help that he's like, whenever Hunter x Hunter's in hiatus, Dragon Quest or the new Japanese RPG game comes out, so he's like playing these video games, saying he's sick. It's like, dude, come on, man.
Oh yeah.
don't say that when you're playing Dragon Quest or whatever JRPG game comes out.
Oh, goodness gracious. And I know Orange Avenger, he was like, I wanted to punch my monitor when his kids were like chanting to him, donut. It's like, yeah, they got to throw the cat out the window. Guys, this is jokes. Don't do that. You'll go to jail. So, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We will see you guys in the next one. Have a great weekend, everybody.